can't believe we didn't start on time, even though I joined at like 10 seconds before showtime.
10
Usually,
seconds below, 10
Hey
seconds
guys, if you give me
before.
2 minutes, I just
You're
got to
fine.
go get my headset because the
Nope.
sound out of my phone sucks.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. All right. Welcome. Welcome to the 80th chaotic edition of the Home Theater Hub. We got Paul with his, I don't know what sticking out of his heads, and his twin next to him.
What is that, Paul?
yeah, this is the smart part of me, you know.
And then we got Mr. Abe back again from 3D Squared Inc. What's going on, Abe? How are you, sir?
Well, I'm doing great, man. It's been a long time since I've been on, man. We've been busy. I was so happy to finally have a break so I can jump on in.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, as you guys saw, Steven, one of the projects that Abe is working on, he's going to be joining us, give us an update on the 3D Square project that Abe is working on. And then Ike is behind the scenes with some kids for right now. So, like I said, it's a chaotic 80th episode. But thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it. So, what's going on with you, Paul? How was your week? And introduce your guest over here.
This is my good friend Tim. He's a prodigy beer lover as well, and coffee and tea and all the accoutrements that I enjoy as well. And he also enjoys home theater, and he has his own little micro setup at his house too. That actually, what did you end up getting for your sound system?
We got the Sonos system.
Oh, very nice.
It's been good. I mean, it's ample for what we need.
So there you go. Everybody has their stuff. And anyways, I haven't grabbed a beer, so I'm gonna let you choose. I have a couple new ones over there in the.
I got a celebrity
I always
beer
gotta know
chooser.
what you're drinking. I gotta know what you're drinking.
Yeah, I'm getting ready. The other side.
That's like Vanna White over there.
On the top left. There's all four.
Yeah.
Pick one. All right. See now, yeah. He definitely the better looking. That's for
I'll
sure.
let you pick.
Okay. I'm just gonna random.
Okay.
So that's like Vanna White handing you the beers over there.
I know. So this is gonna
I was
be
in the fine print of my contract.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit. That sounds
What is the alcohol content in that?
This is a low. This is probably I believe this is like a 4.5 or 5%.
It's a good.
Boy's got a new beer every week.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man, you got to. Yeah, we're actually going to Colorado in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
3
coming up
weeks
at the end of June. Yeah.
go to the Rhino District and experience some breweries down there and some art. So
Beautiful place for sure.
Yeah. So other than that, I did successfully move my Atmos speakers.
Oh, nice.
So
There you go.
Is that why Tim is there to help you out?
No, I didn't make him suffer with me.
I did not climb in the attic.
Yeah. It was only 85 and 90, so it wasn't that hot.
Wasn't terrible.
So it wasn't that bad. So I did do it, and I mean, I got all kinds of thoughts on that, but I would say it was worth it. I would go with the.
So you already got it dialed in then, huh?
Yeah,
you ain't playing around.
Definitely a cool. It's not like, oh no, I can't put my speakers here, so don't even bother. It's more of it's very subtle, but you can really tell the difference. It's like you don't have to even know it's. But a lot of the bad part, I guess, almost is, okay, now I definitely know when there's Atmos going on, but it's like, okay, there's not a lot of Atmos in this movie.
Right.
or it's like, you can tell when it's a static versus a object moving, like, very clearly.
So you're 4 or 6?
I have 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, but it's still, definitely an improvement as far as like the overall sound stage. And again, it was just like I said, after we went to the tours, and I was like, man, I know my speakers sound just as good as these. They're not better. I'm just saying, like, and I'm like, I'm not getting quite this ease of clarity and I started,
Separation.
after a couple, theaters, I started doing some reasonable deduction. I was like, all right, I'm going to have to break down. And I knew where they should have gone in the first place. I did not want to put them in the ceiling because I didn't want to poke holes in there. But I'm like, you know what? Screw it.
It was
You're not moving anyway, so
Yeah, I don't plan on it. Knock on wood. Hope not. But anyways, so that's all I've been doing, and I watched A Quiet Place Part 1, the first one again. And,
Good movie.
yeah, there was one spot that Jessica jumped out of the chair, and I was like, there's a big difference because
there you go.
whole
There you
freaking
go.
room lit up.
Awesome.
It was fun.
So how about you, Abe? How's your week been going?
Busy, working. I've got 4 theaters going on, and of course, they all decide to converge in the same month.
Only 4.
And in 4 different states. So, so in Indiana, Arkansas, Florida, and North Carolina.
You didn't tell them all to move closer before
I
you
wish.
started?
Be nice. It's funny, but for some of these, they've been going on for years. Actually, Mr. Long's Theater has been nice. I mean, that thing is comparatively to the other ones has been is a lot faster than the rest of it. I know he's definitely ready to get it. I'm ready to get that one. Going. But
I'm ready to get out of my bedroom. I keep getting sent to the bedroom to watch TV. I'm like, man, this is awful.
We're getting there. But trust me, comparatively to the other one, yours is actually going much quicker.
Yours is going light years faster than mine. If you were talking to Paul.
Well, Don, not everybody takes 3 years to build a theater.
Thank you for being so kind.
Hey, I'm glad you said it, not me, man. I'm glad.
I hear these guys give you junk every week.
Hey man, it's all part of the game, right? So, for me, I've actually. Oh, by the way, take a. If you haven't taken a look at Abe's website here, 3D Squared, make sure you guys go over and take a look at that. Abe can definitely help you out. Maybe not this month, but maybe next month.
Yeah, not this month.
Yeah,
maybe not even next month, but yeah, soon.
I was say a couple months from now.
Yeah.
Steven's like, yeah, you're not taking on another project yet.
No, I got 2 teams out in 2 different states right now, trying to get stuff done because I need them back for the next couple of weeks to go over to Mr. Long's house and start hammering that and get that going.
I mean, honestly, the process has been awesome with Abe. I had a previous company that I dealt with because this is going to be my second theater, probably literally in less than a year. So, because I was super unhappy with the first company. And as far as the way it looked after I spent crap loads of money on it. And I just feel like when you spend X amount of dollars, you should get X amount of customer service that goes along with it. Right. And with Abe, it's been literally spot on. I mean, he's very he's very detailed, like super detailed. So like you're never gonna have to worry about anything as far as something being off he literally double, triple, quadruple checks things. So
trust me, I know when he had me measure the room down to the 16th of an inch, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And then if he was doing the work, he probably could measure it himself too, just on top of it. Because it's just how he is. But no, it's been a great experience for sure.
Yeah, we were looking at my step and he's like, yeah, that's off a half an inch. I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sure is.
So yeah, no. Attention to detail is always great. Look, especially when you're hiring a company, you want to feel good about that company. So I'm
100%.
glad to hear that that you're having a good experience.
Our thing is when we get it, we want to make sure we definitely thoroughly get it because we want these things to last a long time, and I want to know that they're going to enjoy it for a long time because with doing stuff all over this, all the different states and sometimes different countries. You don't have the luxury to go back many times. You got to get it right the first time.
Yeah.
And sometimes with some of these installs, you got a certain amount of time you're hitting land, but you got to get that job done. So it has to be thought through very carefully before you hit the ground. Because we want it to go years.
Yeah. Definitely.
And just ease of use. I mean, it's not everybody's tech savvy in this world. So like making things easy for people are key.
Yeah, my wife told me the other day because she's been sitting in the theater a lot, just reading or TikTok scrolling or Instagram scrolling, whatever. But she really enjoys the room, and
Yeah.
she'll sit in it. She'll go in there and take a nap on the couch and stuff like that. And she said to me the other day, she said, "When am I going to learn how to use this thing?" I said, "Look, it's coming. I promise you. We're
One step at a time.
Control 4, you're literally going to press watch and you're going to choose whatever device you want and it's going to work
Yep.
perfectly fine for you. And that's all you're going to need. You're going to press a couple buttons and that's it. But as for now, let me drive, babe. Let me drive.
Yep, pretty much.
I hear
Pretty
you.
much.
Well, I'm glad to hear Abe's working out for you. That's awesome. Because we were.
Yeah, been good, man.
When I first met him, I consider myself a good judge of character. I'm like, yeah, I think he's the guy that's. He's not trying to make every dollar off of every piece of equipment you buy, and he's not trying to sell you, stuff in certain situations where most people are like, yeah, you need this and you need that because it costs more. It's like, now,
Yep.
on it,
Nope.
he ain't gonna hold you back.
No, and he's been great in that aspect. I mean, in the beginning, I wanted to keep my subs. He was all good for it, but he's very thorough in the fact that he's going to give you all the information up front. So
yeah.
He got literally on phone with the people over at JBO and literally just said, these subs will be better in our system, and they were kind of explaining to me how it would work, and I was like, okay, well, we'll just go with that, because at the end of the day, I don't want the one thing holding me back from being what I truly wanted to get out of it. So if we're already spending this much, I'm not going to let subs stop me, but.
Right.
He gave the option totally up to me. It's like he's just giving you the information, but he doesn't make you feel pressured by doing it, which is great.
Yeah, that's
because you're right, man. There's tons of people out there that do.
Some people aren't as base heads as the KC area, so yeah, it's like
I've heard of them.
I mean, Ryan has a 50-inch subwoofer.
Oh my god,
man,
yeah,
that's crazy.
It is crazy. It's crazy. I mean,
hold on. Not only does he have a 50-inch subwoofer, but he's got like 12 24s or something like that too.
Yeah, so. that's his compliment.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's not his main subs. Yeah, the rest.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
he'll blow your heart out of your chest. He's gonna be sitting there dancing in front of you.
Yeah, they're all tuned for different frequencies
above the theater.
Yeah, that's crazy. Floor. I mean, that's
and
great.
It's a room within a room. It's a room within a room, and the whole floor still shakes above the. Like it's
that's crazy.
High end.
Yeah, if we did something like that in your room, your stud would just crumble.
I know. I would fear for my life. I might fall down to the second floor.
Yeah.
What we have here is plenty adequate for your room. Plenty.
Yeah, 100%. It's probably some of it's probably overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna tune it. It's a little overkill, but it doesn't. There's nothing wrong with just a little bit overkill.
No, I like a little. There's a little bit too much, and they're like,
no one ever says, I have too much horsepower.
That's we'll just turn it down a little bit, and
every now and then, you might, show off.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it's gonna go along.
You're not driving to the grocery store with the throttle full open.
No,
but every now and then you like to show off for the boys.
Definitely.
So, this week I've been pretty busy with work, ending the month last month, and then for work, and then also trying to work in the theater some. I pretty much have most of the blocking done. I need for fabric walls, so I need to start laying the
diagonals,
laying the diagonals down, and then also I need to finish out the back. So I'm gonna be fabric walling the entire 3 walls. And then I was thinking I was going to build some doors, but my wife had a good idea for the 2 areas up front where my screen is, and then I have like 20 inches on each side. I was going to build doors, but my wife was like, "Hey, why don't we just put some curtains there?" I said, "You know what? It's going to save me a little bit of work. For now, we can definitely do that. I can put some curtains there and then put the panel underneath. We'll see how it goes, but I definitely want to get the I extended the blocking all the way into the
Yeah, I saw that in the picture. Yeah.
into the closet area. Yep. Because I didn't want the door to be like, okay, I can't open the door this way. I only can open it one way. So I extended it all the way.
They make sound curtains too that are actually filled with like sound absorbing material. So
Yeah.
you check on it. Like you could do that as like one layer and then just regular curtains for the facade on the same rod, and then still like heavy curtains that actually are used for.
Are you doing a full curtain, or are you doing just panels? Just 2 panels on the side,
like full.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not going to be operational. Like
no.
Center opening.
Just
going to be panels.
Just
decorative.
move them. Yep. Correct.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. But yeah, that would be kind of tough because the sound panels
Yeah.
are kind of heavy. Like they're big, heavy, like lead blanket type of weight.
So Rob said, "No more drywall, fabric
just be an
wall."
opening. But you got to use behind it.
Yeah. So
fabric wall might go a little faster.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I'm still tinkering the idea, but she's had a couple good ideas. So who knows? I may buy them and just see what they look like, and if I don't like it, then I'll build the doors but they'll definitely be like underneath and on the top. There'll be full panels of the same fabric that I'm going to be using on the side. So chances are that I'll probably just build it completely out if I don't like how it looks. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, putting the blocking on. One movie that I forgot to mention that I watched it wasn't last time, but the time before was Heretic. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, that was a great movie. It really
Let me tell you, man. I've always been like the type of dad I let my kids watch some scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I made a mistake with that one. I was like, man, this is way beyond what I thought it was going to be.
Oh wow!
But it was decent. I thought it was decent.
Yeah, it was definitely decent. I mean, the guy was who was the actor in that? Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Hugh Grant.
Oh,
yes,
yes. I hadn't seen that movie
I
yet.
mean, he did a phenomenal job in this role.
He did. He did.
I think it's one of his best.
It's a psychological thriller type of
Yep.
Yes, very much so. What I liked about it is it really just kept you guessing. Like it was hard to pinpoint what was going to go on.
This is the one that's the door-to-door, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where they're.
Yep.
Forgot that.
They knocked on the wrong door.
Yeah, they knock on the wrong door and they never go inside, but he convinced them to come inside, and they all.
And I don't know why, but I've just been on an A24 kick lately. Warfare. What else did I talk about? I talked about now Heretic, and then also I talked about Civil War last week too.
Yes, that's what Tim just watched.
Yeah.
Warfare.
Yeah.
You watched Warfare. Yeah.
Warfare was good. I mean,
that was a good movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All
he
based
said it's
on.
one we had to add to the collection.
Absolutely.
For the demo with the scenes with the flyover.
Yeah,
I've never got to watch it in a theater yet. I plan on doing that, but it was definitely better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna rewatch it. I still haven't tuned everything in yet. But once I get the sound absorption and all that stuff in, definitely gonna rewatch that one. So, Stephen, give us a little bit of what about Paul? What about you? Sorry, what about you?
I was
Any
gonna
movies?
say make sure
I almost skipped Paul again.
We already talked about mine. I jumped in line, but I was gonna say make sure you do the Ike. Ike's not here to thank all the YouTube guests and
we all the chat. We'll definitely do that. We'll definitely do that.
Don't forget to do
he's
that.
He's behind the scenes.
Quiet Place.
He'll be here shortly.
Quiet.
Oh, you're on vacation this week, Don.
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah, starting Monday, I fly to the Dominican Republic. So
that'll be a good time.
Cool.
Yeah. So all inclusives. I plan on being drunk by like 9 o'clock in the morning. So, but yeah. So, any movies that you were able to watch this past week, Stephen?
Oh no, man! With the theater, dude, I am literally mine are going in the back pocket.
You're like me.
I'm like, I can't even waste my time on it. Like, it won't do it justice. And I'm the type of movie watcher that I literally like to disappear in the movie and nothing else exists. So if I can't watch a movie like that, I just won't watch a movie.
Right.
Like my wife, she can sit on her phone and TikTok and watch a movie. I can't do that. But
Yeah.
now, if I've seen the movie, okay, I can rewatch movies and blindly watch them. But if it's something new, no way.
So how about you, Abe? Have you been able to? It sounds like you were pretty busy. And Steven, take your headphones off. Abe, were you able to watch a movie this week?
You're fired.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I've been enjoying my since I hooked up my Kaleidoscape to my living room TV. I have this LG OLED, which I love in my living room. It's just a phenomenal picture, and I've been watching. I've just been enjoying the Kaleidoscape. I watched.
Yeah, what's that, Abe? I don't know what that is anymore.
Soon, I promise.
Looks like I walked in the right lane.
I watched Vertigo.
Vertigo.
Yeah, I'm a big Alfred Hitchcock.
That sounds familiar. What is it?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock with what's his face?
I'll have to look that up.
Jimmy Stewart and what's that lady's name? Anyway, it's a very good movie. I mean, it's an old school movie. It's one of my favorites. I love the.
I like old school. 90s movies, the best movies made.
Yeah. Well, this is 60s.
This is real old.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's old.
Past my time.
Alfred Hitchcock movie, but it's very good, very well done, and just the quality of the restoration on it was amazing on Kaleidoscape. It looks just for a movie that's that old. It looked phenomenal.
Yeah, it's always impressive to see how they remake them.
Oh my God! So it was very impressive. So I just like going back now and just exploring some of the restored movies that they've done and put on Kaleidoscape. It just looks amazing.
Yes,
I
need
I'll have to watch that one day. I've never seen that.
I have that one on my Plex. I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to set you and Ike up in the chairs next to each other watching all these old movies together.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Mike loves his old movies.
It is funny that I do all these massive theaters with this massive Dolby Atmos and super gigantic screens, 4K and all that. And some of my favorite movies are old black and white mono movies.
Yep, I was gonna say mono channel.
Yeah,
Dude,
like,
they have some of the best storylines.
Some of the most, That's so. I mean, I do love.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, it's like you can't rely on graphics and animation and all.
That's what kills movies these days, man. Like, there's just so much that goes into them anymore. It's so bad. Like, I love CGI, but I hate CGI. It's
exactly.
You don't need
enhance a movie, not be the movie.
Yes, and some people just, if you don't use it the right way, it just kills the movie.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree.
Right. But so that movie was great, and then I've watched a couple other movies. I rewatched Lawrence of Arabia again because I just wanted to see how Kaleidoscape, how good it looked, because these are some of the best versions of the movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've heard
that's cool.
Lawrence of Arabia is a masterpiece. The remake.
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know, countless times, but this is probably the best I've ever seen it. Just the detail, the skin tones, the texture. It's amazing. So very impressive with some of these restorations. And Kaleidoscope has just done an amazing job with.
They need to hurry up with the 4K version of The Sounds of Music, man. That's all. I
knew that was coming.
Mr. Chuck in the house. What's going on, sir?
Let's say we got a full house tonight.
Look at that.
Figure I'll stop in before I fall asleep.
Oh, come on, man. You ain't gonna fall asleep on this episode.
Yeah.
So what's going on, sir?
I work so hard during the day that I don't know what happens.
Chuck doesn't hold back. He's like, you guys are boring. I'm falling asleep.
It's these chairs. I lean back in these chairs, and before I know it, I feel like, I'm gonna listen to the show. Next thing
you're listening tomorrow is what the next thing you know.
Yeah. You're gonna have to stand in the corner of the room, man.
I know finding the right theater chair is always that happy medium. You don't want something so comfortable you fall asleep in the movie theater.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh, I've slept in many of the theaters, like just go down and take a nap in there because
Oh
You're
yeah,
right.
for sure.
Great place to
Quiet,
hang
you
out.
know. I mean, I shut the door and it's just quiet, man. You know, it's like
Yeah, 100%.
and like I said, said earlier, my wife likes going in there, taking a nap, you know, and
Yeah, I've kind of nuts. I have leftover theater stuff all over my house, and in my bedroom is actually a theater chair, and I take naps at that thing all the time. So it's odd. It's just an odd thing in the room, but I love it. Yeah, just gotta go in there and fall asleep.
Yeah, let's give a quick shout out to the chat. I can bet $1 you guys haven't done that yet.
well, Paul told me to do
Well,
it, but I said I was going to wait
shout
for
out
you.
to Benny in the chat. We have Ariel in the chat. We got Michael. We got
No
Rich.
comments
We
there.
got Rob. We got John Marshall. C Big. Wade is in the chat. Who else? I got to go through and check.
Hello, chat.
Rob
people.
Johnson.
Man,
Rob
we got
Johnson is
C-Big
on there.
on.
Look at that.
Stream. Yeah, not just in the chat, on the stream. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Everyone's
There you
got to
go.
have
It's
fun.
a party.
So Wade,
Yep.
well,
Thanks-
don't worry,
thanks for
Wade. You
joining us
just got
tonight.
here, so did Ike. So don't worry about it.
Can you just start over?
So did Ike. So we'll just go ahead and get it started all over. Welcome to the.
Hey,
So what's going on, Ike? How about you? How was your week, sir?
busy, all work and no play. Literally all work and no play.
That's boring.
I know, but they made me a couple of dollars, so that's good.
That's true. That's true. God knows we need it in this hobby that we
pay for
have.
that. Got to pay for that theater somehow, right?
I know.
Yeah, there's no
I
What's
know.
doubt.
going on, Ron? Thanks for joining us again. This was our guest last week. So if you guys haven't gone to his YouTube channel, make sure you go to Genius Home Theater and subscribe for him. And then also, show him some support. Watch some videos and like some videos. He's pumping
Yep.
them out over there.
Now I got 10 more. Well, actually, I have a lot of the movies, but now I got more movies I got to watch or get for the Atmos demos because of him.
Yep.
Although the scary movies, I don't. If it's an actual scary movie, I'm not a big. Someone else is
Well,
gonna have to buy those.
That's
I
my
don't
favorite.
You need
I'll let
somebody
you
to hold
know.
your hand.
I'll let you know.
All right, but yeah, you have to let me know.
You just
He
got to
did-
open the doors and watch it at 9:00 in the morning. And
Yeah.
That takes out all the fun,
Get
right?
your
Come
Your
on, man.
neighbors to
I
come
don't-
save
Teddy
you.
bear, your blanket.
I don't-
Nah, man, Teddy Bear, don't save me. I know it.
I don't need to see that contrast. Let me open these curtains.
Just watch you some cartoons after it's over. You'll be all right.
Oh
Then
man.
I think Wile E. Coyote's coming after me. I'm like, "Ah!"
That
So,
darn Acme.
Mr. 418s, what you got going on over there, Chuck? What you been up to?
Not much. Like I said, just working hard.
Working
Actually, I'm
hard?
going on vacation next week too.
Oh, where are you going?
What's a
I'm
vacation?
doing a 9-day cruise to the Eastern European.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that'll be
So you got to
sweet.
come on here and top me. That's what you had to do. You had to come on here.
Yeah,
So you just going to a little Punta Cana. I'm going on a cruise, bitch.
My vacations are adding an extra day to all of these trips I go to, and like, okay, all right, I got 1 day here. All right, I'm good.
Yeah, we're gonna fly into Barcelona, hang out a
Nice.
couple of days there, then we'll do the cruise and come back and hang out another day. And
See, I was going to do that, but we were going to do Italy, Greece, all that stuff like that. But my son, I just think that he so much, walking around and just
Yeah,
looking
100%.
around, he wasn't going to have it. So
No.
we can probably get away with a day or two, but after that,
He's too young for that cruise.
correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, it's so much sightseeing when you go to Europe and stuff. It's like
right.
even
kids don't
Caesar
even
got
want to do
one.
all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like me when I went to Epcot when I was younger. I'm like, why the hell are we here?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
But
exactly.
now
Yeah.
I go there. I'm like, oh, food, beer. Yeah. So, yeah. So, but yeah, no, we were going to do that, but we decided to, we're going to a pretty kid friendly place. It's got splash pads and slides and all kind of stuff like that, water slides. And it's on the beach and all that. So
Yeah.
I can't drink too much unless I put them in kitty care, So.
What else, those little kid leashes, just kind of.
Instead of the umbrella, I just screw the leash to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you'd have to do is just tie them to your beer, and you'd never lose them. You'd never,
That's for sure.
Hey, where are you
No,
going?
When,
I was watching a video the other day, and it was like TikTok or something, and the police were waking up two parents in Fort Lauderdale with their head down on the ground. They're all passed out drunk, and their kids are wandering around the beach somewhere. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to be that parent.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
Florida.
no.
That's them Florida people.
Yeah.
I
So-
remember years ago.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
long overdue for a new Home Alone, right? I didn't say that. I'm not. Just
The beach version.
yeah.
Years ago, we went to the Bahamas. I'm going back. Actually, I can think about it. It's 39 years because I'm going on my 39th anniversary. So this was
Oh,
our
nice.
honeymoon, and we went to the Bahamas. Went to this casino, met this guy. He opens up a tab because we're watching the NBA draft, and me and him are talking. And he's like, "Oh, you know," he starts a tab for us. You know, we're drinking, talking about the draft. He says, "Oh, I only got like a couple of thousand. I got to go home because I ran out of money." That was our whole budget, you know. But,
Wow.
he leaves the tab open, you know. So we're drinking. We got so drunk, and when it's time to leave, because we were in Paradise Island or something like that. We had to catch the ferry back to Nassau. We were so drunk. We sat on under a palm tree, coconut tree. We fell asleep right there. We woke up hours later.
Oh, man.
I climbed the tree, got a water coconut, went back to the hotel, and they cut it open for me. You know, it's like, but I'll never forget. You can't do that today.
No,
No.
not at all.
Uh,
So you've been watching any movies in that theater, Chuck?
Not really. Like I said, I've been super because I was leaving. I'm trying to get this job I'm doing done. So I've been staying extra late, and you know,
Okay.
and so I should be done tomorrow, and we're leaving on Tuesday,
Oh, okay.
which means I got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday I gotta stop my mail. I gotta, you know, do some bank work. I gotta call my credit cards, let them know where I'm at. You know, I should have done it already, but I gotta do all
Hey,
of
when
this.
when they shut it off, just hit the yes button on the tap on the screen. That's all. They'll
Yeah.
send you a text message. Are you here? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I don't know how that works over
I mean,
there.
it
'cause, you
depends
know,
on the bank. Some might just lock it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right
some of
in
them
doing
are
that.
quick to lock it down. I know for me, I've been to a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
of places already, and I try to buy something and boom, lockdown. So I'm like, okay.
yeah, there's so many scams out there nowadays. They don't take any chances.
Oh
So,
no, not at all, not at all, Rich.
So, Abe, what you got working on over there? You got some projects you want to share with us that you're working on?
Well, we kind of give you an update on where we're at along.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, I'll kind of show you a couple of things first, just to refamiliarize. If you want, I'll share my
Sure.
screen.
Go ahead and share.
Please share screen, share screen, and share. All right.
So much that goes into.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Did it work? There it is.
There we go.
Yeah. So let me shrink that. Okay. So if y'all recall, this was the theater. This was the rendering. So ultimately, the room will look like this. What we've got is it's all of our acoustic panels. These are all just horizontal acoustic panels with beveled edges. We've got our floating. These are printed artwork, printed poster, movie poster prints that are stretched around a wood frame that can be removable. We actually can change those out. Behind that is actually located. The speakers located behind all of these, all the speakers. Our columns are wood, like a black lacquer, or black stained veneer, and then there's an acrylic, three-form acrylic insert that has a backlit LED, LED light, and then behind our floating frame, we have a frame of acrylic as well that's edge lit. So they edge, so it looks like the post is floating there, but these all change color at the same time. So all the inserts and the pilasters and all the frame surrounds and the cove light and the step lights can all change color at the same time. So you can change from red, green, to blue, whatever you want. So it'll be a pretty cool effect in the theater, which is why we went kind of neutral colors, because we want this lighting feature to be kind of one of the focal elements of the room. And then we've got a fiber optic ceiling that'll be up in the top there to kind of round out the look of the room.
Now, the fiber optic ceiling, are you doing the light engines or are you doing panels? How are you?
So these are individual acoustic panels that are linked together, and then we can control the dimming and the kind of the twinkle speed of that.
Okay.
Of those fiber optics. But they also have acoustical properties as well to help with the sound absorption in the room.
So when you design these rooms, are you telling them what, they may tell you, I wanted this or I want that. Are you telling them what products?
Yeah. So
that?
Yeah. So this is, I'll show you the plans here. So when
Ike, hold on real quick. Ike, is there a way to zoom, just put in full screen?
Yeah, let me do that.
There we go.
Okay. So the very first thing we do is we'll go out, we'll measure the space, get real familiar with the space, and then we'll create the room in CAD. And then from there, create the build drawings. First, we'll start with floor plans, the reflected ceiling, just to get a good look at feel of the room. So this is a general information. This is like all the layers put on at once. So you can see the reflected ceiling overlaid onto the floor plan. So you can see the dimension. You can see the location of speakers as it relates to where they line up with seating, where speakers are in the walls, etc. Then we get into like the actual framing dimensions, how to frame out the wall, how to frame the soffit, electrical for the outlets there. This is the fiber optic ceiling panels that go in the reflected ceiling. So we have a soffit going around the room, and we've got our two linear supplies in the front, two returns in the back. The projector, we have a Barco CinemaScope, Barco Bragi CinemaScope projector that's in a custom enclosure that's in the back of the room.
So the panels, are they custom made for
everything?
How you want them to be made?
Yeah, everything's custom made to order. So that it's custom fitted to the room. So one of the steps we had is me and the millwork guy took very precise measurements of that room, and then we create our shop drawings from that. So this is just going to show you, this is the rear elevation. So there's our projector enclosure. We've got two SSW3 subwoofers in the rear wall. That's our two subs in the back. And you can see that's our front wall. These three SCL2s are behind the CinemaScope screen. It's a 235-to-1 screen. And these are two SSW2s, I believe, that are freestanding out in the room, right in front, right below the screen. And this is our side elevation. And like I said, these speakers are all behind the framed artwork. And the artwork is acoustically transparent material, so they'll blow right through that. So our sight, we do a sight line showing you kind of from the seated position, how's the viewing angles to the screen. So we accommodate all that. And then so that's kind of the first step. So typically what we'll do is we'll create that preliminary set along with that rendering. So you can get a good look and feel, okay, here's the ultimate vision of what the room's going to look like. And then here's the build drawings that kind of make it all together so they can see, so the client can see everything. Then once kind of that's approved, then we actually start going into extreme detail, like how to build the soffit. And I'll just flip through these pages. Dimension location. This is dimension speaker locations. That's for the AV, me. So I know exactly where the dimension location speakers are. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Then we get into like construction details of like how to construct the platform, the materials. And you can see here, this is a typical detail we have on a platform. When we have these rubber isolation blocks, that the platform is actually decoupled from the floor, which helps with a couple things. It helps with resonation, but the biggest thing we do that is that base energy, when that vibrates that platform, it has nowhere else to go but up into the seats. So you get a really good tactile experience from the subwoofers by decoupling the platform. So it's a very neat so it's a very natural way to feel like that same tactile feel you would get from like a transducer, which is synthetic. But by just designing the platform correctly, you can achieve a more natural tactile experience and not use these transducers, which I'm not a big fan of. But so platform design, you can achieve almost the same thing. So basically, the rest of the plans are just getting into the nitty gritty of like dimension, how everything has to be put together. This is showing we've got a Mid-Atlantic duct cool system that's got thermostatic control that's going to be in this enclosure. Actually, we made this enclosure a little higher, so when that heats up, that thing kicks on, and it's to keep this projector cool, and it's going to bring in room temperature air from the soffit in the corners, and then bring it up into this enclosure. And again, just more section details. Then we get into like the electrical, and this is where we start working with the trades, like working with the electrician, working with the framer, working with all those guys to kind of go through and understand, hey, all of our equipment is going to be located here and here. Here's the wiring diagrams for the lights, for electrical outlets, the whole 9 yards. And in this room, it's kind of interesting, not only doing a full-blown theater, but we're doing this amazing game room. Which one of the focal points is we're doing a gigantic Barco NT 1.2 video wall, LED video wall, which is one of the Mr. Long had one of the few people to have a pretty amazing video wall in his room. So this is the build documentation just for how we have to put that LED video wall up.
So all those little boxes, those are outlets, correct? You need a separate outlet.
Yeah. So for the NT 1.2 video wall, we need 3 dedicated circuits. There's basically 6 columns. These 2 are one circuit. These 2 are another circuit. So it's 3 circuits, 6 outlets to power this LED video wall. Wow. And these are up here are Cat 6A cables, so that daisy chain through each column to power up that unit, which is right. So it's pretty crazy. One of the neat things is since we didn't have a lot of space, we got lucky in the floor plan, and this is what he'll kind of show, Mr. Long can show you on site, is there was some area in the attic to the left and right, and we got the builder, the carpenter guy, to kind of create us a niche so we could so these 2 racks here are going to power the game room, and these 2 racks here are going to power the theater. It's pretty
Very
neat.
nice.
And this goes into wiring diagrams of how we have to wire up the LED lights that illuminate the acrylic around the poster cases. So there's a lot of drawings. That's like 33 pages of drawings for one room.
Wow. And I'd imagine that you probably had to fabricate all those, like each panel for the video wall, right? That wasn't something that was just readily there that you can pull in CAD.
Yeah, well, we built it in CAD using Barco's specs, and then we sent it to them, and then they manufacture it. So it's built to spec, and then they go and build it, and then they'll come. Barco will actually come and install it.
Right. Yeah. What I'm saying for each individual panel that you have drawn up there, you had to create that panel, right?
Yeah, they have CAD blocks, and we just have to assemble it all.
I see.
Let me go back to that. Yeah. So like this LED. Oh, sorry. This LED video wall is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So we got 24 tiles that actually make up this panel.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we repurposed some of his old speakers that he had this theater, and we're going to use them in the game room. So at least we got some benefit out of that.
Definitely.
28 tiles that we got made there.
See, very thorough. I told you. That was about 2.5 months of just waiting. I thought he forgot about me.
No, look, I can attest for, because Abe's helping me out a little bit too. And as far as he started drawing some drawings for me, and when I'm sitting there, he's like, "All right, let's measure the room." I said, "Okay." 5 hours later,
Yeah, 100%.
So,
That's just who he is.
yeah, but I mean, it's great. It's fantastic.
Especially for this, like for something like this, it's just you got to be so precise. It makes everybody's job so much easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and we put together some elevations. This is some, it's not as detailed as the theater, but we've got some elevations for outside in the game room. Like, we have some custom made elite home theater seating that's going to go in the game room. That's showing a viewing angle to LED wall, and it's gonna for sound. We just got a basic 5.1 system for it because obviously we got a theater right behind it. We can go in, but this is going to be for gaming and for sporting events, things of that nature. Then we've got our little concession area with our popcorn machine. So pretty nice, comfortable room to kind of come into. It's kind of the lobby sports area of it. And one of the things I'm excited about is this panel here. We've got a Lutron lighting control, centralized lighting control panel that'll power all the lighting in the theater. And then we've got a whole bunch of stuff related to the LED, which will be a very fun challenge for me, is all this Aspire LED lighting we've got in that room. So tons of stuff in that room.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want, Mr. Long, you want to kind of just show them where everything is looking at right now. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Can do.
Okay, I got to bring that
There we
right
go.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and flip your camera.
Now
around.
I feel like I just got to go scrap my theater and and draw something on a paper towel. Something. I need a drawing plan. Something.
Yeah, I was gonna share something, but I'll let Mr. Long kind of
It's
show
all in my head, man.
Listen, man, just be ready to explain to your wife you're building 2 theaters. It wasn't an easy thing to do. Hey, babe, I know I just built this, but I got to tear it down and build it again.
I'll tell you, it was the one thing I definitely felt the pressure because I said, this guy, he just finished this house.
Yeah.
And he just finished his room. And I'm politely telling him, you got to rip everything out. We got to start over. And that's the difficult thing. It's like, oh man, I'm making this guy do this. I better get this right, So,
And then he made me buy a bunch of other stuff.
You mean he let you buy?
Yeah, pretty much.
I made it his decision.
Oh.
I just
Look,
provide
it's all about the resale value.
He made me buy it. So
I'm just gonna say sorry that you watched the show, because
because it's all y'all's fault. It's all y'all's fault. I would not even know who Abe is.
Well, look, all right. So let's take a look at what we got going on here.
All right, so this corner over here is obviously this is my old rack that won't be there anymore, but this is where the snack bar will go. And then it'll go in that little cubby there will be like the popcorn machine. And then this will be the snack bar with a little candy assortment that he's building, some custom made candy assortment, and it'll have a mini fridge there.
Gotta have some Mike and Ike's.
Yeah, we're gonna have some cabinet doors where we put these acrylic box inserts, so on the face of the door you can see the candy inside.
Yeah, so like right there, it'll be all acrylic doors.
Nice.
You can see the candy that's behind it.
Yeah.
And then that door right there is just a bathroom. Yeah. And then all this blue on the wall is this acoustic wall treatment that we put in this room. It's like a fabric, almost like carpet, that sticks to the wall, and it helps deaden the sound a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because when we went in there, we were thinking, what's a very simple, effective way to just kind of tame some of the sound? Because obviously we're going to pay attention to the theater. We're going to do a lot of acoustical design there. But what's something simple we can put in this room to just kind of tame some of the echo and also give it an aesthetic touch? So York Wall Covering makes some excellent acoustical wall covering, and it goes up kind of like wallpaper, and it's really there just to kind of just slightly dead and just it's not just to kind of tame it down a little bit, and it works great for kind of just making a room sound take a little bit of the slap echoes, take a little bit of reverberation, make it sound a little quieter.
Yeah. And then this is one of the basically cubbies that they built for the racks to go in. These are actually in the wall, so like they're all recessed, and the racks can pull out when you need to work on them, and then they slide in.
Nice.
And if you're wondering why some moron put a big trim piece that hangs further out, it's because it's going to be a barn door that slides and closes over them. So because I built a barn dominium, so it kind of just went with the home, and I just like that.
It'll be hardware mounted to the surface of that for the.
So yeah, there'll be hardware that mounts to that, so the door can slide back and forth when you're working on it, or when you want to have it open.
Yeah. And we're putting 2 access
and
racks.
There's 2 of them, so there's one on each side.
Yeah. So those 2 there'll be 2 racks side by side there, and I'll show you that in a second. And they are bolted down to that floor, so they're going to bolt down, and they cantilever out for servicing, and then they twist, and then you can slide them back in.
And then luckily I had some leftover wood from my home build, and I just used their same wood that I had on the floors. That way it matched.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be screwing through that. So.
That's fine.
Hey, is there
that part will be covered?
Yeah, he's got plywood and he's got that on top, right?
Yes, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
and then this is the wall that the video wall is going to go on.
Nice.
If I can get my damn camera to go right. So there we go.
Very nice. Very nice.
But, yeah,
gigantic TV there soon.
And I know everybody's going to say the speaker's too low. I know nothing we can do about it.
Well,
you know, with
the only place it could go.
Yeah.
If you're just using this for like, you're not using this for critical listening.
It's literally going to be sports use most. So.
There you go.
Where I can watch football and all sports, and that's it.
Right.
Awesome.
Kids can play video games on it when they want to.
And it's going to be there'll be a multi-tiler, so you can have like 4 different events up at one time.
Yeah, when I'm watching F1, I can watch the main race and then all the little cockpits on the side. It'd be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely fun. I'm excited about putting that in.
And
that's our lighting control panel. So that's our C4
panel right
there.
That's what Abe's excited about.
Yeah. And then all to the left of it will be all the LED control modules that'll be next to it. And that's all our
After this, I'm going to have to go solar so I can afford the power bill.
Oh, man.
Then it basically, now I'm sitting, and this is basically looking into the theater.
Okay.
And then on each side of the door will be those DMB movie posters frames.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
It'll have one on each side, and they'll all be connected to the theater where Kaleidoscape, Plex. So if anything's playing from there, it'll show on the movie theater. And then when they're not, it just shows random stuff.
Yeah, I really want to get one of those DMVs, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So I've been, in fact, tomorrow or this weekend, I'm going to be setting it up because we're going to have a custom frame made for the TV. And so I'm going to get to play with it this weekend. So
the good thing is, if you're handy, don't buy his all-in-one. Just buy the module. You can do everything that he does.
Module if you got the
TV,
right.
I'm just not a handy person. So I ended up the first one I bought the whole setup because I don't have the handy abilities to be building frames and stuff. But we quickly realized that like you can do it a way cheaper way. Just buy his module, and the TV he sells is very inexpensive. The one he actually uses himself, and then you can just make the frames yourself. He actually buys the frames on Amazon, so you can get them off Amazon too.
Yeah, he gets the frame, and I think he gets even the mouse off Amazon. So we're going to use a little bit more robust mount. We're obviously going to make a custom frame, so we're going to spruce it up. But his niche is the hardware. It's the
Yeah, but
he's just using like a mini PC, right? Like a mini PC for that.
It's one. It's kind of like that, but it's his own little build. Like it's
okay.
It's small.
Using like
it's different than
Raspberry Pi then.
Yeah, what's different about it is it's his own software that he developed. So, and it works well for what you're doing with it. So, I can give him that for sure. And then this is just where all the power is because they wanted to run it up here. instead of having everything ran down to my other unit downstairs, they ran a dedicated one. So everything that's powered is coming from this power box that's
Wow.
going to these
Okay.
2 rooms.
It's actually the first time I've seen it all populated.
Oh yeah, they did that
Wow.
last time.
So
they were
that's
here.
all electrical just for pretty much the theater and the game room.
That's it.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing else is in here except for theaters and game room stuff. And then this is the room.
Oh, I finally got to see. Oh, cool. See the carpet. Yeah.
That's the carpet finally done.
Very nice.
And then the riser.
And right now the room's just painted black just to kind of conceal.
Yeah. And then those are just the AC units. So obviously they'll be covered up with the millwork that he's custom building to go around the entire room. And it'll just flush mount right up to that. So you won't even see the humps anymore. It'll just look flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a 2-step soffit that's going to come and it's going to conceal those angles. Everything's going to be flushed into that.
Yeah, and then
Nice.
obviously that'll be where the screen goes, and this big hole right here will be covered up, and they'll have
What size
they're
screen
building
you going with?
something custom.
Yes,
Hey, what did you? I think it was 140.
Yeah,
But
let
it's
me
a-
go to the. I can't remember. I got so many of these things.
It's a Cinescope screen, so.
Let me get to the beginning here.
And I wasn't
Okay.
like my old theater was 16:9, mainly because I watched sports and everything.
Sports, right.
So
But
I
this is
only
gonna be
had this
dedicated,
before.
right.
Yeah, so being that it's dedicated, I just went ahead and he really wanted to do Cinescope, and I've never actually watched a movie with Cinescope, so it'll be new for me.
Yeah, so this is a 12'6" diagonal, so whatever that is.
Yeah.
150.
We're-
150. Yeah, it's 150 inch 235.
Oh,
237.
there you go.
Technically.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, 150, 237.
So plenty big, yeah.
Plenty
I think
yeah.
the seating position will be like probably what 8-9 feet back.
Yeah, let me go to the sight line. So you're from your eyeball to the screen is 10'1" from the front row and 16'4"
Yeah,
and 7/8 from the. If you don't move your head too much, it's 16
Right.
7/8.
You're just about the same as mine. So what's the total dimensions of the room, Abe?
Total dimensions of the room are 21 feet, 21 feet 9 7/8 from drywall to drywall before the interior is put in. Long by 14 foot 11 3/4 wide. So this was an area above a garage, so we had very limited space width. So we had to be very cognizant of that.
yeah,
And I think Margaret had asked, "What's the wall construction?" So these are truss joists that make up the structure of that. What's it called? Those trusses. So they're just 2x4s essentially, and then we did 2 layers. Well, we requested 2 layers of 5/8 inch drywall with green glue, but we ended up doing an acoustical drywall, which gave us
Yes.
the same STC because it has like the viscoelastic, membrane actually impregnated into the drywall to give us that that
Yeah,
damping.
you showed that the last time that when you were
Yeah.
over there. So that
So-
was
yeah.
pretty interesting because I've never
Yes.
seen that before.
So the STC, even though it wasn't quite as high as the 2 layers of drywall we specified, is close enough, but we needed that to save on labor and space in the room. But it's a fairly thick, very well made piece of drywall. And then it's filled with insulation with mineral wool.
I was about to say they
Select
finally
sound.
got your installation in, Abe.
Yeah. So it's packed with mineral wool, which is Selected Sounds is excellent. Any type of mineral bed is probably my preferred for sound for insulation in a wall. And then on the surface of that, we'll have our acoustic treatments, which are 1 1/8 inch thick material. I'd like to do 2 inches is ideal. I mean, but I have the width. Sometimes I'll go 4 or 6 inches of depth, and we'll do a stretch fabric frame. But given how tight the room is, we've got 1 1/8 inch thick acoustic panels, and they're all a combination of absorptive or diffusive or reflective where we need it. But basically, the main thing we're trying to do is we're trying to kill slapback or tame the reverberation
Right.
without over deadening the room, because you definitely don't want to do that. So you want to have a nice balance. So we do our basic acoustic analysis, figure out how much absorption we need, figure out where we need it, where we need diffusion, and make the best of it within the limitations we have for acoustic treatments, and also kind of blend it with the design.
So what's the height of the
Yeah.
riser?
That riser
Oh.
is, I'll tell you, into the drawing. I think it's 14.
Taller than my last one for sure.
It is 14 inches. So it's two
Very
7-inch steps.
Very nice.
And that should give you a good
Yeah.
sight line over the front row.
Mhm.
And
And
believe
also-
it or not, that whole thing is floating.
Yeah. It's all sitting on those little rubber isolation pads.
Wow.
And we could have went
Not
wall
one
to wall with the platform, but because the door was in the middle of the entry, this way, we just elevated the rear row that way you have easy egress into the room. You can walk in, go around the platform and sit down. It also saves money on the build. You're not building so much platform. And it just gets simple, easy in and out of the room. And we'll have LED rope lights actually wrapping all along the backside. So when you walk in, it's a nice warm glow. So you can see the outline of the platform. So you're not going to trip over it or run into it. And it'll have a cool effect because it'll look like it's just floating in the middle of the room. The seats are, which would be pretty neat. And provide step light so you can clearly see the steps.
And what's the speaker layout for? Is it 9 dot?
This is let's see, what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is an 11.6 point.
About 4, right?
Yeah, 11.6.4.
wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
we've got the 24 channel SDP 75. That's still in the box. I got to put it in the rack this weekend.
Well, that's the JVC model.
JBL.
JBL. Sorry, that's the JBL model of the Trinoff, correct?
Yeah, so we've got
Yes.
the big Mac Daddy SDP 75, which will have all the latest firmware updates. So it'll do everything the Trinoff will do when we get done with all the updates to it. But that will power. That'll be the processor, and then we've got all the brand new SDA 8300 amplifiers. They've changed their design, which I'm very excited about. Especially the speaker connections are much easier now. You don't have to go the XLRs are much easier because now they have true XLR inputs. You don't have to go from XLR to Phoenix, which used to have to custom make those cables. So it's much easier. Their amplifiers have gotten a lot easier to install.
Then we'll be able to do waveforming. Be sweet.
And correct, yeah. So with two subs in the front, 2 subs in the back, we'll be able to use Trinoff Space waveforming setup, and we'll actually have JBL come out. Chris, who's one of the guys who've been working with JBL for years, he'll come out and custom calibrate that synthesis, and it'll be a certified JBL synthesis system when he's done. And then also,
that's how he got me to buy the subs. He basically told me he couldn't certify it if it wasn't JBL. I'm like,
that's the only thing with JBL. They will not. Yeah, they will not completely certify at JBL if they can't, because they have their methodologies. They have all of their programming based on their system speakers, and if we introduce anything foreign to the mix, they can calibrate it and they can make it sound amazing because he has, but they can't give it that quote certification unless we have it all JBL. So but I understand it.
Plus, I didn't want to be sitting there and be like, I can't get you to this level because you didn't go with the sub. Like,
there's just things they can do with their stuff that they know about, and I know Chris explained it a lot better than I can, but he went into those details explaining the benefits of it.
And so the subs are going to go on the back wall. Are those like in wall subs for the back wall?
Yeah.
So they'll go right in this area.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, I can show you that on plan if you want to.
Hole's not cut out yet, but
Oh yeah, I was wondering where's my hole right there.
Yeah, I got to get him to do that still.
Hope he remembers where you put it. Well, we got it dimensioned on the drawing. So
me too, brother.
And then you don't cut my wire.
Look, I had to refer myself when I was doing this blocking. I was like my stud finder because I'm doing double drywall. My stud finder wasn't working very well, so I went and got another one. That one still didn't work very well, so I had to go back to the pictures. I'm like, I know I have a freaking nailer here somewhere. Where is this stud?
Oh yeah, and I got tons of pictures. So I always take tons of pictures every time I go, so I can actually send back the pictures. Like, here exactly where you're at. So if here's the dimension of that outlet, if you go 6 inches this way and 4 inches down, that's where you should hit the first stud.
Yeah.
Get you a magnet, man.
Yeah, I was about to tell you. Good call.
Yeah,
Alex,
use a
'cause
powerful
magnet
magnet,
really
and
does
it's gonna
work great.
it's gonna catch the stud nails,
Yeah,
the
Yep.
drywall nails.
I do like the magnet.
100%. Magnet
just-
works.
I'll just show you real quick. I don't know if my screen will show real quick, but
Let me add that to the
yeah,
stage.
just and I'll take it up. But yeah, basically the rear wall. Oops. Yeah, right there. That's our two SSW 4s in the wall there.
Right under the poster.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, I'll stop sharing it. Just want to show you that. Okay, now we
Very
should be able to
nice.
jump back. Yeah, Steve in there.
But
Yeah,
that's
so-
pretty
sorry,
much
Ike.
it.
Yeah. Eventually we'll fill that hole up there. That's all
Yeah.
be concealed when the millwork goes in.
Yeah, that'll be where the projector gets hidden.
Man, this thing looks way different from the last time we saw it. I'm
Yep.
excited for you.
Oh yeah, dude, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's a lot of changes, man.
Like that sounds like a
100%.
road trip for us, right?
Yeah, we
Come
might
on.
be doing a Humpty at the Hub live from in there.
That would be awesome. That would be
Let's
great.
go.
Man.
We
That'd
can
be
make
cool.
it our
We gotta
first
arrange
live,
for something
our
like
live
that.
show on the road.
Yeah,
Take it on the road.
for sure.
Charge admission.
I know.
I keep telling my buddies that, like, my buddy thinks I'm crazy that he's the one that did a lot of the woodwork, and he's like, dude, you're gonna start charging admission to get in here.
Mhm.
I said, yeah, just to pay for it.
Exactly. So we got an important. I got an important question. What popcorn
Sure.
maker? What popcorn maker are you going with?
That is, I guess you have to ask Abe that one.
Well, yeah, we
I
haven't
don't
gotten that
even
far
know.
yet. Well, it's on the list of things we've got to discuss. But my preference is gold medal. I've been a gold medal dealer for probably 25 years, and that's one of my favorite popcorn makers. And I haven't bought one in quite a while, but I don't know if you guys have seen the gold medal stuff. It's just extremely well built.
Yeah, I don't really have personal preference. As long as it looks good in the space, it's going to sit on top of a countertop, so it'll be a countertop one no matter what.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to find my catalog to show you which one I'm thinking, but
I got them here on
Yeah.
off of Google here. Let me
As long as that baby makes popcorn, that's all I care about.
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta get the right ingredients though. You gotta get the.
I know. I heard y'all be talking about ingredients.
I know
gotta
they go
start
into
writing-
detail.
I gotta write this
We
stuff
might actually-
down.
Where's by
Look,
his ingredients?
Look, he's got
I know
that
the
website on speed dial.
I'm like,
And
you,
don't-
you gotta let us know you're a
Great
shareholder.
Great
man.
Northern, man. Great Northern popcorn with some flavorful and some snappy butter.
And I'm going to defer to Don on which
Yeah.
product to buy.
Everyone swears by Flavor Call. I'm like, yeah, it's not like there's many other options out there.
Yeah, flavorful. but I will
Yeah,
tell you,
I
you got to
don't think
use a
there's
quarter
this.
of the salt. I like salt, and I got to use a quarter of the salt that they recommend. So
Yeah, I'm
it's,
not huge. I'm not a huge salt person with my popcorn.
Yeah.
As
So
long as
this
it's
brand-
not like oversaturated.
Yeah, this brand here, they make commercial popcorn makers, but they also have a really excellent line of these are kind of like prosumer. They're commercial grade, but for residential use. But they're built like a tank. I've had clients who've had them now for 20 plus years, and they work like a charm. So we'll
Yeah,
look
I mean,
into
that's
that.
pretty-
$3,300. They better.
Well, that's a big one. But they started around 600, go up to, of course, 3,000, 4,000, depending. But yeah, but the average is probably around $800-900 for you can get into an entry level, which is still
Yeah.
like all you need.
Yeah, that price point is it popping each kernel?
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm gonna
That's
tell
a
you, I
big
did
one.
my
If I pay
research. Right?
3,500,
So-
you better pop each kernel at a
So
time.
some of them. So
Better bring it to me.
Yeah.
so
No,
some
that's a
of them,
big
bread
one, though, that
knife
you're
and
showing
butter
there.
or something.
Yeah, this is pretty big size. But
Yeah.
look, some of them have heating trays in the bottom. Some of them have
Oh,
all kinds
yeah.
of special stuff. You know.
That's a cheap one, man. What are you talking about? That doesn't even require 240 volts, does it?
240 volts for a popcorn
pop-
machine?
Yeah,
want
that's-
deep
that's
fried
it.
corn.
If we want that, we got to put
Yeah.
another circuit breaker in there.
I don't want
Horns
deep
in the
fried
movie
corn.
theater,
Wow.
that's
I
what
just
they
want
require,
regular
240
popcorn.
volts,
That's
man.
crazy.
Like no
That's
shit.
crazy.
Yep. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
no.
We're not gonna do nothing that extreme, but the company does make some crazy.
I think
stuff.
Paul and I got the same one, right? We got the same.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
My
Yeah, we
mother-in-law
have the
got
same.
that one for me for Christmas, so I got to use it until it breaks.
I
I
tell
can't-
you,
Man, I haven't used mine in the
to be
last
honest,
year.
the FlavorCal salt, that not even the oil that you get, the special oil, makes that much of a difference. And I need to get butter. I think butter and the FlavorCal is the biggest thing.
Now
So-
let's be honest, guys. Everybody here that has a popcorn machine. When's the last
Yeah.
time you popped it?
not too
about a
long
month ago for me.
actually. Yeah, it's been about a month ago. It's been about a month.
My
Yeah.
wife
But-
got tired of
but
asking me. She just
It
goes
was
to
it was
Costco and
Jessica
buys-
that says, "Hey, let's pop some popcorn," and I'm like, "Ah, damn it! All right, I gotta."
Yeah.
That
All
means
I
gotta
can think
clean
about
the
is
thing.
yeah, exactly. I was just thinking the same. All I can think about is every time I pop that thing, I gotta
Yep.
clean it.
Yep,
That's-
that is true. Once
Yeah.
you get one of those, so
There's
Yeah,
nothing better than
100%.
fresh popcorn. There's nothing better than that, man.
So-
I mean,
No.
our second
Yeah. Oh,
flavor
boy.
of the day.
key lime pie.
Yeah.
Hey man, we're an hour in. He's only on his second. That's good.
Well,
We've been
yeah,
keeping him entertained.
I had a work thing that I had to do off to the side, but I forgot to show off my. Look at this.
Oh wow, what is
I
that?
designed and printed this little thing, and
Oh, that's
everybody-
cool.
A
this is a
koozie
little-
holder.
Oh, your little koozie holder, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, bring that
my
back
God.
up.
Well, I
Bring that
got a
first
few
one
of
back
them.
up.
Dude,
Bring
Yeah.
that. No. The first one
He,
back
he
up.
wants to see what the first one
No,
said.
what did he say? The first one you showed us, the red one.
Oh, the red one? I don't even know.
Emotional support.
emotional support bill. Do not touch.
All right.
I tell you, you pop that thing on Amazon, man, you make a killing.
Yeah, I still need to get my business license. I've got several designs, and I haven't gotten around to doing it because it's different in Kansas, and it's kind of a pain.
Oh, really?
To be honest, yeah. So, anyways, it will be in the works. But yeah, I got several things like the U mic holder for the USB that
Yeah.
I like that one. I remember when you showed that.
Joe provided that idea. So I was like, yeah, I'll make something for you, and I'm going to send him some. And I sent him one, and he was like, yeah, this thing's amazing. And
Yeah.
and I got other things. I made coasters for another local brewery business here, and they loved it too. And I mean, to the point to where they're like, dude, he wants some. And I'm like, yeah, I just need to get my.
Gotta find the time.
I could, yeah, I got to find the time. And then I was like, yeah, and I want to make it kind of legit. I don't want to just, half-ass it, and be like, oh, hey, give me a couple $100 and here's your coasters off to the side.
No, and that's the thing, though, when you start charging for something, you
Yeah.
gotta make sure it's a finished product for sure.
Exactly. Yep.
So here's the popcorn that I get. It comes with the salt, comes with the coconut
All in
oil,
one.
all in one. You just dump it
There
in,
you
you're
go.
good to go.
So do you literally just dump that whole packet in the machine?
Oh no!
So-
if you
so
tried
I
it,
let-
you're not gonna eat it, man. You
I
can't
let-
It
use
has
all
the
that
salt in it
salt.
too.
Yeah, it has the salt right here, and
You
this
cannot use all of that, man. That would come out like
the
it's
salt
like-
is right here, in the top portion right here,
Oh, okay.
and all this
I
is
would
the
use
oil. So what I
all
do
the
is I
salt.
take the oil first, and I put it in there. I don't use the complete salt. I probably use 3/4 of it.
yeah. You can't use the complete salt, man.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Flavor
You'll end
Cow
up
in
in
there.
ER, man.
Correct.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, it doesn't take much of that to be super salty.
Yeah. So I use maybe half, 3/4 of it, and then I let it
And-
mix around.
What kind of butter do you use?
I'm gonna pull up the butter now. I'm on top of that for you too.
Butter's the magic, man. The Flavor Cow salt and the butter. Otherwise, I'm not even joking, dude. You could literally just get microwave popcorn, use the Flavor Cow, and then movie theater butter. Guarantee you, that's
Hey, Costco got some
98%.
good microwave popcorn.
It's a whole lot easier than friggin' the machine. I'm
They
telling
do,
you.
buddy.
If
Yeah,
you're
the
getting-
gotta
machines
clean
are
that
pain. The
machine,
machines
man.
are pain. I always look at the machines in every theater and like, that's for looks. It's like,
Yeah.
people ain't using that every
Man,
time they
cleaning
go
that
watching.
stuff
it.
is not fun, man. You got a few
Yeah.
cooks trying to clean that thing.
Yeah.
It looks like
There
that'll
you
clog
sure.
a couple arteries right there.
So this
Yeah,
is
butter
your
first.
No doubt.
your 1 gallon jug of butter, and
Last you
can,
3
you can
years.
actually get you can actually get a pump that you put
Oh, I
on
was
the
gonna
top.
ask you that. It's like, dude, can you
Yep.
buy a pump to where you can just screw on the top and
You can
Yeah,
buy a pump.
Does
you
it come
can
in
put
high
right on
V
the
Now-
top.
form?
Do you just apply it cold?
Yes, yeah, I just apply it
Okay.
cold. Yep.
So you would
But
warm
you
it up?
can
and just-
warm it up though. You
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
warm it up.
yeah, I just
Yeah, I
apply it
figured you
cold.
could.
What I do is I put it in I put the popcorn in a bowl, and then I just put a couple squirts, and then I toss the popcorn around, to get it on all of the
All the
all of the
popcorn.
kernels. Yeah. So I have a whole. I sent it to Paul. I have a whole Facebook,
Yeah,
post
Facebook
on
group
popcorn.
of popcorn.
Oh, check it out.
I'll have to follow
That's
that.
like my kids just
My
say.
God.
That's a big back level type stuff. Like, no. Yeah, like 10 Facebook pages of popcorn.
Man,
man.
if
It's
he
dope.
had,
Well, at
if
least
he
we have
had
a reference. We can go to him and be like, hey, what do we?
I know.
if
That
he
way
was
you don't
this
forget.
dedicated to finishing the theater, as he does
I
popcorn
knew this
regiment,
coming,
man.
Shit.
Yeah, but I got an itch
Hey.
right here.
I give you props that you did the drywall, man. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever going to convince me that anybody likes doing drywall. That is the worst job ever.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
nobody likes
sucks.
the drywall. I
It
mean,
sucks,
nobody
man.
likes it.
It is an awful job.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I kick myself in the ass every single day that I didn't just pay the guy $4,700 to do a level 5 finish way back when,
100%.
right? But
I'd have said sold to the highest bidder.
yeah, so
Yeah.
but it is what it is. I
Yeah.
like I said, I don't mind hanging the drywall. It's finishing the shit that I
Loaded
didn't.
taping, yeah, that's
Yeah, it's all hanging. It's really not bad. It is finishing. Get all that white dust all over you. It's awful.
Mhm.
Chuck knows all about that. Messing with that damn drywall. He's half asleep over there already. He's got the lights dimmed down.
Oh yeah, he's in La La
Yeah.
Land there. He looks comfortable.
Got his glasses on so we can look into his eyes and see that he's sleeping. We see you, Chuck. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna be trying to end this chat. We're gonna hear some snoring here soon.
Yeah, that's why he muted his mic. So
So for those of you like Steven just said, he had another theater, and he's looking to get rid of some equipment. And I can tell you what, we put together, well, Abe put together a little slide here. So if you guys are interested in some oops, I'm zooming that
It
out.
is definitely gently used.
Way
It
too
is generally
fast.
used.
So
I mean, legit, the theater seats alone, only one has really been set.
I'm doing everything that I can do not to send you $4,000 for these 2 Mariner subs.
dude, I need my glasses to look at the price of this chairs, man.
Oh,
So-
man.
So these chairs were originally $30,000, asking $6,000 for them. He's got 2 Mariner subs, 18-inch for
Oh, why you getting rid of those, man?
$4,000.
I don't
So
have a choice.
I might have to hit you up about those secretly.
I have
behind the lights.
nothing bad to say about those subs. They're fantastic. The
They're great
owner is a
subs.
great guy. They are great quality subs.
Oh
100%.
yeah,
And we
We've
tried to
seen
keep them.
heard 'em.
We tried to keep them
Yep.
in the mix, but in the conversations with JBL, just to make sure we pull every ounce of performance out of what we had going on, it was just we had to make the call that going with the SSO2 was going to give us the extra performance we needed. But absolutely phenomenal subs.
Oh yeah.
And I upgraded because I had Valadyne 15s and I didn't like them at all. They didn't hit hard enough. And I just started doing some research and actually got that through y'all because y'all started talking about them. So I contacted the owner. And it was a huge and massive upgrade
David,
from what
is it
I had.
David?
David, yeah.
Yeah.
David and
Great.
Jeff, yeah.
He
great guys.
personally, he only lives about 2 hours from me. He personally came here himself, installed them and everything. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
so-
wanted to work with him on it, but it just great company, great speaker, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
David
We loved
and
those.
Jeff are
Yeah.
excellent people to do business with.
I mean, basically, this is a
Yeah.
buy one get one free here. Is what
it
this
really is,
Oh yeah,
100%.
for the 18s. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I tell you, they're like lightly used. I had them for probably a month before I started ripping this all apart. So
And
And
my
then we
wife
got
will
a
put me if I bring any
NZ9.
more electronics over.
That's a fantastic price
Yeah.
for that NZ9 too.
Excellent
Yeah,
price.
I wish I could
100%.
get a 24-month payment plan. I'll get the NZ9, man.
Come
That's a
on,
good
Ike.
deal for the NZ9.
What do you think
I
this
will-
is? Citibank?
Wheel and deal, man. Get a loan.
He
Take a loan.
even busted out the 24 months, not even 12.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got to say 24 so they could shit 18 months, man. You got to think.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, so we got but that's a fantastic price
That's a
for
great
that
deal
Yeah.
for an
projector.
NZ9.
That's normally $25,000 projector right
Yeah,
there. So
That's a great deal.
yeah, fantastic for especially with less. I'll be honest with you, if I was selling mine, my NZ8, I'd probably be $1,000 less than that. So that's a fantastic price right
Yeah, that's a
there.
good deal. Yeah.
And then we got some Origin acoustics in walls.
Yeah, these are
Yeah,
some of the ranges
surrounds.
for
So
the
are
theater.
they coaxial
No, there's a
coaxials?
tweeter in there.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
there's
has
a-
the tweeters there.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
see
no.
them. I'm sorry.
What is the
Yeah.
Diapolito
LCR.
array?
Yeah, those are cool.
Oh.
Yeah, those are nice.
And they're not bad speakers. I'm not going
They're
to
not
say
bad.
anything.
Yeah.
I don't have anything bad to say about them.
Yeah.
I just wanted better.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. They're in the middle of the road. They're good. They're gonna do, but yeah, they're not synthesis level, but they're good.
No, we got
Yeah.
a 130-inch Seymour screen. Is that acoustic?
Yeah, it's acoustically
transparent?
transparent screen, 16:9.
16:9. So he says 2,500 or make him an
Well,
offer.
that was the original price, and then we just
Just make an offer.
Make an
So,
offer,
okay.
whatever you think.
Yeah, so that was the
And
original price.
it's got the strip that goes around it. It's like the fur strip, all black. So.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the border. Yeah,
Yeah, the border. Yeah.
yeah. They make a good screen. Chuck has
They
the
do.
same. He has
Oh,
the
yeah.
same screen, but his has the automatic masking on it.
Mm.
So he's got 16:9, 150.
He has every aspect ratio.
Yes.
Every aspect ratio and kaleidoscope, so it automatically
Mm.
does all the aspects.
I see what you did there. Automatically.
Automatically,
I
look
like
at
that. I like that. I feel that.
It's one of
See
my
what-
words, man. Automatically. Hey,
And then looks like we got some acoustic panels too. So
Yep.
you got seven beveled edge, 2 large panels, 2 smaller panels. So where are they from? Are they from GIK or from
That I can't tell you because I really don't know. It was the
Okay.
company that built the theater bought them, so I have no idea where they bought them.
It was a buyout from somebody. I didn't really look in the back to see if there was a manufacturer.
Yeah, I didn't look and see if there was a manufacturer.
just in
Well, he says
support-
make him an offer.
support of
So
Seabig over here, Chuck, I'm gonna have a pina colada, just to pretend that I'm as fancy as he is going on a trip.
so if you guys are interested in this gear, Abe, are they contacting you?
They
for
can
this?
contact me at 3D Square. Just call our Atlanta office, or they could contact if you get any calls, just send them to me. But probably reach
Yeah,
out to
they
you.
can
But yeah,
reach out to any of us, and we
Yeah,
can
reach out to any one of us if
Yeah,
you're
anybody,
interested. Send an email to Home Theater Hub Live at gmail.com. We'll be glad to forward that over to Abe and Steven. I may have to block those if you get an offer for the sub, so I may have to block that. But
You're like, oh,
Just
sorry,
buy
they're not
them real quick.
available.
Then you don't have to
I'm
block
looking at the
anybody.
website right here. It shows available. Yeah, no, someone already picked it up.
what if you like
Haven't
Shaq in
updated
the
the
middle,
website.
right? Just
what are we gonna?
They're being held till his theater's done, maybe a year.
Everything's. Oh God, you'll be holding forever. Like, you better buy a pod right now. Yes.
I could probably pay off the NZ9 in 24 months first, right?
Yeah.
no, man. Look, Abe will tell you. I've been like, Abe, hey, I need you to help me out here.
And
I'm trying to
I
get it
think
done.
about every week. I think about Don's theater. I'm thinking I've got to find some time for Don because he's got to get this theater done. So I'll sit there and I'm like, I'll always think about it on a Thursday. And so like Thursday
Yeah.
morning, I'll go to the drawings and I'll add some drawings. Like just today, I sent him, okay, here's the layout for all the 2x4 segments you would need to do. So I said, just want to make sure it's just a layout. Then I was going to send him like a dimension layout so he could just next time he has a free time, go ahead and put up all that blocking and do this design.
Yeah.
we've got a couple of tweaks we got to work on, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
we're
So
gonna,
I need to get that. I need to get that stuff ordered. Get the fabric mate, the tracks ordered and stuff like that. Because you told me there were certain pieces for certain areas and
yeah,
and
well, we need
everything
to
like
review,
that.
we need to
Abe's
review that
gonna-
assembly. That,
Abe's gonna finish 4 theaters in 4 months. You're gonna finish one
I'm
a
gonna finish.
little over 4 years.
Abe also contracts people, and he doesn't have a
This
5-year-old
is true.
running around the house.
Well,
And Abe gets paid to do this.
Yeah. I would hope he wouldn't take 4 years to do it. Chuck, you
Yeah,
think you get
I
paid to
can't
do
wait that
something for
long.
4 years?
No, not at all.
I did want to share one more thing, just
Sure.
for your viewers, just to show that there's some simple things that you could do that, in designing a theater that I think can apply to anybody. And I'm going to share my screen. This really pertains to rack build out. Okay, share entire screen. Share this one.
I just need somebody to come do my rack cable management, man.
Man, I'm
Man,
with
that
you,
stuff
buddy.
is easy, man.
Not even about easy. I'm OCD, and that thing would take me 40 years just out of trying to make everything so perfect.
Well,
It
that's
is
what makes
an
it
art
fun,
form,
though,
and I
man.
still
Right?
feel like I'm always learning. I'm still trying to get it perfect. Is my screen? There it is.
There it is.
So it is. So we've got, so basically each niche has 2 29U racks in it. Now you don't have to go crazy like what I did and draw the entire rack to scale in CAD, which I do that because I'm just
That's a Paul move right there.
yeah, I'm just so so
You should see my wiring diagram for my network.
yeah. So like when I actually draw in the switch, I draw in all the ports. I want it to be exactly like what's gonna. So I know exactly what this thing's gonna look like.
Oh, it's got
visually.
Unify. I can tell by the icon.
Unify. Yeah.
Look
So
at
this is.
that. Yeah.
In fact, I sent this to. I don't see if you got this right. I sent this to you and
Oh, because
IT guy.
Abe already wants to kill me. He had to do this again. He built one for Arachnis because that's what I have now. And then I call him last week and I go, man, I had this IT guy out to my house doing some stuff for my son. And somehow he sold me a Ubiquity system.
Yeah. So I had to redo all these rack drawings to fit the. But I said, we're going to do Ubiquity. We're going to do it my way. So.
Yeah.
So I said this is, so I kind of put this together real quick to send it back out to Steve and the IT guy, but I said I want it to look like this. This is what I want.
Yeah.
I
there you
said so that IT guy's got to deliver me that. So you get the UDM Pro here. So give me a 24 patch panel. I want the Ubiquity patch panel so it matches. And then so as long as you can recreate this, I'm happy. Which just 2 24 patch panels flanking the 48 port switch,
Mhm.
and then you're using Pro above, and then so that's what's drawn in that. Let me go back to it. In that right there. So that's the layout.
Gotcha. So you're terming all the wires.
Yeah.
In the back.
And I'm still drawing the other way, but I was going to show you something to share with your viewers there. If you don't want to go crazy and do all the CAD work that takes hours to draw all this stuff, simply just go in Excel.
Yep. I was gonna say,
do something like this, and then okay, just say you got a 30U rack unit, and just how many rack units each piece of equipment is. Just lay it out in Excel. So here I'm using a 537. Well, this isn't wrong. This is actually an Access 3030. So I got to update that title, but essentially here I'm using a blank BL1 Mid-Atlantic blank panel. My modem's going to go there. Then I got another blank panel. Here's all our UDM networking stuff. But this is a great way to lay out your racks in Excel, before you start building it. So you can see how you want to group things. How do you want to rearrange it? And it's a simple way to really do a rack layout, do a rack build. So like these are our 2 racks that'll be for the game room. So I got all the source equipment right here. They're fed into this matrix switcher, which feeds into this Tyler, which goes to a Lumigen Radiance Pro, which goes into the Barco, which feeds that big LED wall. And I've got battery backup for each rack. So everything is on battery backup, the whole system. And then these 2 racks are the theater racks. So we've got our Mad NV Extreme, our processor, our amps. These PDX 920Rs are power for these amps here. because they're going to go into dedicated circuits. And in the extreme, the processor and the projector are on all battery backup, 20 amp battery backup.
So what system are you using? Control 4, Creston?
Control 4. So yeah, so I've got
Control 4, yeah.
Yeah, so here's a Core 3. So I've got a Core 3 controller right here. That's going to be for the theater. And we've got another Core 3 that is going to be for the game room. And the game room will have either a touch panel, or we're going to try using just the iPad control for the game room since it's not too critical. It's pretty simple control. So, but we need a tablet so we can use this Tyler app. But in the theater, we'll have a Core 3 tied to like a Halo. I'm a big fan of keeping it simple. I like the Halo remote. After a while, you start to know every single button on it. It's easy to use and operate.
Yeah.
And then we'll have some source gear, a Zadoo, the Kaleidoscape, and then NVIDIA Shield. And then I've got space for future use. So these are all blank panels. And I might put some rack mount drawer boxes to put like manuals and remotes and stuff in this area. So this is our future expansion. But just I wanted to share that this is a simple thing for,
Yeah, I like that. That's
So are you doing a okay, I see it says on both sides it says Strato V and a Terra server. So yeah, I see that now that you're going to be doing a server also.
No.
Yeah.
Did you add a server?
Well, no, right there. That's your server. That's the
That's my server. Yeah.
I'm talking about for the Kaleidoscape.
No, yeah, I just have the Kaleidoscape.
Which is what this space is for here. So if we ever, I wanted.
Yeah, but he's asking, is there a Terra server attached to it? And there's not.
Oh,
over
no.
here to the right, it says Terra.
Yeah, I used this from another job where I did the 1U shelf that has the Strato next to the Terra on 1U. And I just, I got to change that.
And the main reason for that, Don, is because I literally only bought the Kaleidoscape for new movies. So
yeah. No,
I just won't ever use the server. It would. I have my own literally server.
You got
itself.
that right there.
It has like 36 bays, 1 petabyte of storage if I wanted it.
It's crazy. No.
Yeah,
Talking about racks, what kind of front plate?
You said you got a petabyte of storage?
Yeah, if I wanted it. I only have 14 of the 36 bays.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah, no.
A lot of dry. Like, what?
Future proof, man. Future proof. If I ever need it.
I'm like, if you got 1 petabyte, you were definitely on somebody's watch list.
You got every single porn genre.
Yeah, no.
So it is definitely watching, man. Like,
you got stuff that's banned in all 27 countries.
I don't ask what's on that. I'm not going to ask what's on that hard drive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got a petabyte. You got everything. If you got that.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, guilty by association.
We found the storage for Anonymous, man.
As soon as you plug the network cable in, you're guilty by association.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like, oh, hey, man, I used to watch the Beverly Hills. Oh, no, that's not the Beverly Hills.
Yeah, but I was asking. So I look at all these pictures that people have for racks. They usually have these front plates that look really, really good. What are you guys using? Because
you get them, you can order them from Mid Atlantic.
Get a rack, and I'm like,
even like his PS5 and his Xbox, we have custom rack shelves being ordered. Well, they're already here. Simple, so that his PS5 will be in a custom rack shelf. So you'll just see the face of the PS5 in the rack shelf. It'll look really sweet.
What company are you ordering that for?
Mid Atlantic has a lot of them.
Mid Atlantic has them, and then Penn Elcon. Like PEN-ELCON. Don or Ike, I'll probably pull it up. Penn Elcon makes a lot of custom rack shelves for like the PS5, for Xbox, for PlayStation. I mean, for Nintendo, so a whole bunch of stuff.
And there may or may not be a company that's selling like 3D printed versions of you know.
I see Michael was asking about the patch panel. Say it looks nice. Probably not you triple the number of possible. Yeah, but that's the IT's guy problem.
Is that company in production
He
yet,
said-
or is it coming
He
soon?
said that's
Yeah,
an
coming
IT guy's
soon.
problem.
Yeah. So you know, yeah. So sometimes it's all about patience.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this is why I like the Arachnus. The Arachnus stuff is back ported. That's the only thing. I love Ubiquiti stuff, but the one thing I have an issue with Ubiquiti is that they don't make a rear ported switch, and I like everything to go right into the back. So I want the racks clean. That's the one thing I like about the Arachnus switches. But the Ubiquities are good. But if you're going to do it, I want it to look pretty.
I understand that. Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Does Mid-Atlantic even have a website? Because every time
Yeah, well,
it's
Mid-Atlantic
LaGrange.
got bought by Legrand AV. So
Yeah,
Legrand
LaGrange.
AV.
okay, yeah, that's true. I think I remember seeing that.
But
Yeah.
that's not the same. But if you go, it's like Pin. What is that? Pinelcon?
Yeah, Pinalcom.
Outcome.
Is that the right one?
Yeah, it looks a little different than the one I remember. But let me see if I can find it. But anyway, they have a really good selection of custom. Let's see.
Yeah, because I'll definitely the front of my theater rack doesn't. It's not appealing.
Well, yeah, that's
Just
the
to
right
say
one.
the least.
It's just under. I just searched in a bar for like rack shelves, and that should pull it
Oh,
up.
okay.
Hey, Steven, what ZDU are you using?
It's a UHD
currently
5000.
Oh, the 5000, right? That's
Yeah, I
pretty
was just
close.
reading this. Yeah, I was just reading
I think.
Yeah.
it.
Crap,
Yeah. A petabyte. Damn.
yeah, that is definitely watch list type stuff, man.
Well,
That-
that's bigger than.
Hey, it's not full. It's got 12 bays in it. I'm not-
Only like 20% full, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't even purchased all the bays for it, so
Oh my
So
it
God.
just
what-
has the
are you
ability.
Are you running 10 gig through your house?
No, see, that's why I switched. That's why I switched into Ubiquiti, because these losers that did this before, everything's literally a gig. So,
yeah. Skylake, thanks for the super chat, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, he was just as like I was like, wait, did you say petabyte? Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I haven't even heard that word in.
he's like, what is that?
Yeah,
yeah,
That's how
it's a
much
lot.
shit I'm in. That's the only time I ever hear that word.
yeah.
It's
I can't remember.
more than you'll ever need, is what I call it.
Yeah. I mean, I was bragging about 120 terabytes. Petabyte. Like what? Like god dang! Like Jesus, driving.
I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
on
you-
a side
you
note,
definitely
if
do.
anybody needs a mini DSP, I have an 8-port one of those. That's not on that list for some reason.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have that.
I have one of the big 8-port ones.
Oh wow. Does it have the XLR cables that you plug
Yep.
in?
Yep.
I might
Oh
have to-
man,
I
I'm
might have
gonna
to
have to
reach
pick
out
that
to
up.
him.
You can actually do either or, XLR or RCA. But yeah.
Because I think I'm starting to go through a subwoofer craze, so I might
Well, that mini DSP will be great for that.
I might need because my 2x4 I might run out of space soon.
So,
Let me
Abe,
know.
do you want to show them some of the drawings that you were working up for the blocking for my theater?
Yeah, let me pull it
Are
up.
hey Don, are you doing all acoustic walls, all your walls?
So I mean, I'll be spacing them out in between. It's not going to be, like 2 inches thick all the way around. So I'll be putting diffusion panels.
But the whole wall will be all
Track system.
acoustic, a track
system.
system.
Floor
yeah.
to ceiling. Yep. I wasn't
Cool.
going to do floor to ceiling, but I decided to.
I like the look of it.
Yeah.
I think it looks really nice.
I actually just turned the lights on in there, so I'll go in and give a quick update. I'll have to
Okay, I'm
log in
gonna open up the CAD because the CAD has more detail.
Look, Benny just ordered an 8-port DSP 2 days ago.
We're 2 days short, man.
Hey,
What'd
send
you
it
pay?
back.
$12.50?
Hey, just make him an offer, man. You can always
Well,
cancel.
What
It
are
takes
those?
them a while to ship, anyways.
Yeah. I know, man, because they come from China, so they take forever.
Oh, it
But-
does. Yeah,
Yeah. In
and
China, if you want to send them back, dude, they're a pain to send back. Their customer service is horrible. I had one they sent me that was broke. One of the ports were bad. And literally, I had to jump through hoops just to get it to get back my money to switch it out.
yeah, that sucks.
It was crap.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got
it took
Skylink
like
with a
6-7
$5
weeks.
super sticker. Thank you.
Ooh,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I love that. So I think did I hit share screen? I think I did. I'm not quite sure.
Oh yeah, let me pull that up. Sorry.
No,
So
I
no
was
worries.
looking
I
at
wasn't sure if
Peter
I did it right.
Griffin's. I was
We'll
trying
get
to
back to this
respond,
in a
sounding
second,
like
Peter. Hold
Stewie,
on.
but we'll get to that. Let's start that question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I'm live now. Okay, there. So yeah, so this is what I've been working on for Don's room. So the blue lines represent the 2x4s that he's got installed in the room. And so what I sent Don was, and I'll just take this off here. If I take that off, that right there, that's the blocking that the blocking that you're going to need to, that configuration of blocking. So these are all your segments that you would need to make to have the blocking you need to then run the track, the LED track.
And you put that over the drywall?
That
Yes.
goes over the drywall. Yeah.
Don is
And
looking like
that's
a
metal. That's metal or 2x4s?
Just 2x4s.
2x4.
Okay.
And then the LED track will then go in the middle of that, and then you're gonna have to create your set.
So what's cool about this is he can literally, you have the information to send the carpenter, aka in this case Don. Hey, cut these angles. Boom, boom, boom.
Right. So I can
Figure
take
out
some
the
measurements
work.
and like pull these pieces out independent and say, here, make these things, and here's where it needs to go.
Yep.
Which I haven't done yet.
That's what's cool. And with you being so accurate, someone can literally pre-cut all that stuff and just label 1, 2, 3 on each one and just smack them on the friggin' wall.
Right. So this, to show you, this is a section detail through all of those angled pieces you saw. So essentially there's a 1-inch fabric track. And then there's your LED light thing that'll be in plane with the fabric. So right now, this is kind of what we're going for, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's your that's your 2x4 that'll be mounted on the wall, and that's good. So from the drywall to the back of the fabric's 2.5 inches. So you have plenty of depth to put whatever acoustic materials you want to fill in there. And I'll do some type of basic acoustic layout, just kind of help you figure out where would you need absorption, diffusion, and stuff. But you got plenty of depth behind that fabric to put things. So that'll be the detail on all of those angles that you see on the wall there. At your bottom and top, this is what. So at this bottom area and this top area, I figured that's probably going to be your detail there, right? Because you ran from what I saw in your picture, you ran these 2x4s right there, right?
Yeah, I ran them all the way up to the top and all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm assuming you have a segment underneath the window. So that, and then
I'm going to go in. I'm going to go into the theater now so that we can see what's going on.
And so that should be your assembly at above and below the middle section, according to how you laid out those 2x4, from what I gathered from your picture.
Yeah. So I think you had everything running in the middle, like you had like a middle section going where the points are, right?
Yeah. So
So there was like 2 panels to make up the middle section, correct?
Well, you've got this upper section and you've got the lower section, and then the middle is in between those 2x4s you have flanking that window.
Yeah. Let me
like
go
that.
in there real quick. I'll try to get in.
Assuming
there.
I saw that, I'm interpreting the picture. So all this was kind of figured out based on the picture I saw where you put the 2x4, which I'll probably need to get a measurement of to be precise.
Yeah. I'll walk in there since we got a little bit
All
of
right,
time.
so I'll stop screen there. But essentially,
That's
what I'm doing to help you out.
detail, even down to the fabric track and how it's connected.
How it goes in there and it tucks in.
Yeah, I thought that's how that worked. I just never. I was
Actually,
like, oh,
that fabric goes and gets gripped by these teeth.
yeah,
You
You wrap it and then push it. Okay, yeah.
And there's a tool. There's a little tool that comes with this track system that pushes that into there pretty easily.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stop sharing screen so he can show.
Yeah, I'll switch over to Don's screen share.
Don couldn't make it simple.
No,
Oh, man.
No. You know, I
You
had
just
the
had to make it
design.
complicated.
Abe,
man.
Abe
my-
tried to make it simple for
I
me, but
tried
I had
to.
this design in my heart forever. So
I was just going to just say, man, let's just print that look on fabric and just stretch it across.
Man, you need some walk boots in there, man. You got everything.
So
know,
up at the
man.
top. So up at the top there's going to be a 7-inch. It'll be about 7 inches of one color, and then as from the hide the windows, the middle section, like Abe was talking about there, that's going to be another color, and then from there to the floor will be the same color as the top. And then as
Okay.
you can see, I kind of have
Middle
this.
section. Yeah.
I kind of have this angled painter's tape here. That's going to be, kind of the layout that we're starting with for the angles. And I did, like I said, I did run it all the way up into this portion here where I was talking about, where my wife said, hey, maybe we just put some curtains there. But my thoughts were that if I don't run it all the way here and I put a door here, I'm not going to be able to open the door because
Well,
the blocking is going to be
Well,
there.
didn't you want the first third of that to be black? Because I actually stopped
Yeah,
the
so
design. at the
actually
door.
all the way from where this is black, all the way to
Right
this
there.
line right here,
Yeah.
like 57 inches is
It's
going to be
solid.
all black.
all black.
And what that's going to
Yeah.
do is it's going to cover
That'd
the
be
door
sweet.
over here too.
Yeah, and so the design I have starts right past that door.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah.
I'll
So
minimize reflections too. That'll be nice.
yeah, and my thoughts were, Abe, just so you know, the fabric I was looking at was 53 inches and 56 inches wide. So I can just roll the fabric out, pretty much, well, to give it the full width, right? So there wouldn't be any seams in the middle, other than the angles that we put. So
Yeah, well, you're gonna be cutting a lot because you're gonna have a lot of little pieces, you're gonna have a lot of pieces. You're gonna have to cut.
right, exactly.
Yeah, so, but yeah,
Yeah.
you got plenty of fabric.
Yeah. So that's the blocking. You got to get the. I'm going to start on the back over the weekend. Get the back finished. I already started messing with some angle cuts. Like I have one piece of board. This piece of board here is cut. As you can see, I got a laser mounted to kind of give me that angle. Let me see if I can turn that on.
Yeah. And like I said, once I know these dimensions are accurate, I can pull all those boards out of CAD and give you, give you the angle of the cut and everything to fit them together as pieces.
Yeah. So
Which should make it a little easier for you in the field.
yeah.
So basically, with
So
the
I was
color
just playing around
changes,
with it.
you'll be able to see the designs.
Say that
like
again.
Like the designs you're making, you'll be able to see all that with the panels you're doing.
So the only thing you'll really see is seams coming together and the
Okay.
LED strips. All this
So
is
the-
going to be LED
Okay.
strips.
Okay, that'll be cool. So
All
You'll
the
just see
lines.
fabric with a bunch of just thin strips of light.
Yeah.
that'll be
All the
cool.
lines will be LED lights. Lighting
Gotcha.
up.
Gotcha.
And the track just butts to the side of it. So everything's.
So it'll look really cool. Yeah.
That'll look really good. Yeah.
And then Abe, just so you know, I at the back end, I was thinking of doing two. See how I got that tape a little bit higher than that line there?
Mhm.
I was thinking about doing two lines across the whole back. So spaced out a little bit. Abe's going to kill me just like he's going to kill you.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Yeah, I
This-
left the back alone because I wasn't sure what you
you
were doing
said
with
this
that.
guy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Well,
He's
I would
like,
just-
man, that's another 2 hours in CAD. What are you doing?"
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I think I had it where if you continued and I'll show you real quick. I'm just going to show you.
yeah, I'll go back into the rooms just so
I
you guys can see. But yeah, that's
make him do all the work and make him go to the point still on the back, and then make him come from the back wall 2 points that come out at 45s, and then 2 straight lines.
Well, I'll show you kind of what I was thinking and see what you guys think.
all right. So we'll go back in.
Yeah, and then we can jump
All
back
right.
to the thing.
Oh yeah, there we go. Let's show Don's vacant chair.
There it is.
On
It wasn't
air.
me.
So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. It's all the design parts. Yeah,
Hey man, it took this long. You might as well do everything you want.
yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of all the theater stuff. You know, you just
Yeah, 100%. The design,
very
is
artistic. Yeah,
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I shared my screen. My shares the screen share.
Y'all got a guy on here like a few weeks ago where he had that wood that he did the wood on
Yes.
the walls. Man,
Yeah,
that's probably one of the slickest theaters.
Yeah, I
and
told
very-
Abe he needed to watch that. I told Abe.
I gotta
is-
go back and watch that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
and I
very, very
literally-
well put together.
I told him, I was like, man, that theater literally makes me want to go in there, light a cigar, and listen to a record. And he literally,
100%.
he was like, that is exactly the vibe I was going. I was like, dude,
That's
100.
Yeah.
Which
was
one
a
was that
very-
one from last Thursday?
100.
It was,
No,
it was
not
probably
there's-
3 or 4, maybe a month ago. I'll find out
Okay,
for you when
all
we
right.
hang on.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it
it
was,
was a couple Thursdays ago.
I gotta catch up because I've missed a couple.
yeah, just the
Yeah.
way it was so. It was one of those overly simplistic looking, but if you are, you know, like Chuck's probably over there, like, holy crap, fuck that, like that's a lot of work. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, there was
Yeah,
definitely a lot of work and thought put into it.
That's the trick. That's the
Mhm.
trick, right? It was one of the most understated, but it spoke so loudly.
It really,
to
it
its
did.
Yeah.
vibe, you know, and it was so cool. Yeah, it was it
I'll have to
was
check it
one of the coolest ones, right? You know, it's
Yeah,
just,
I agree.
it was very finite and very clear on its presentation. You know, that is
Yep, and it just had that like classy, elegant look. Like,
yeah, exactly. It was
super
very,
classy. It was very good one.
And Chuck's over there cussing like, dude, you know how many damn cuts that is? That's like 4 billion.
I saw it, but I got to go back and look at it again myself.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
was
gotta check it
all
out.
full slat, like really nice wood. Like I was like, dang,
Oh yeah,
That-
it took some time on that puppy.
yeah.
So, so this is what you're seeing is kind of laid out. This is the right wall. This is the left wall,
Yeah,
and in the middle is the rear wall. So obviously, you know, we want this design to carry through the rear wall and onto the left wall. So my thoughts were, I'm just going to put a line here. Is on the rear wall, if you can kind of imagine that, just carry some horizontal lines that these line up with the beginning of those two sections.
Yep, that's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah. Okay. So let me cut
Yeah.
that.
well, that
His
looked
are
cool.
a little bit wider apart, so
Yeah. Let me.
and notice Abe's like angles and stuff aren't covering any of the speakers, and
Right.
they're a little more complex than what
Yeah.
you have right now, but it'll
So
just
it'll
a
be
matter
something
of
like that
implementing it.
as the left wall
Great.
meets the rear wall, and it'll carry across that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the center
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks great. Yeah, that would work out.
And then that way, his speakers that are right here in the middle are unobstructed.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're kind of just cased. They're kind of just cased in.
yeah, it works
Let
amazing.
me cut
Yeah,
that.
that is too
Here,
cool.
Here, 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 here,
Yeah.
here. Yeah, so it looks something like that. And then
Yeah,
Yeah. So, and Stephen, to show you my inspiration, you know, basically, and
I'll stop.
Abe, he was able to tell me exactly where I got this picture from. He said, "Oh, that's the
Michigan.
the
Yeah.
Michigan, the room for so and so." And I'm like, "How did you know that?" You know, so. But yeah, so this is where I got the inspiration from. So basically,
oh, yeah,
this
that looks good.
this is like the team. This is one of the team rooms for one of the football teams. I cut out
Yeah.
all the chairs underneath,
Who's
and
Missouri.
yeah, like
Missouri.
Missouri's or somebody.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah, it was Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's their team meeting room, and that's
Yeah.
where I got the
Oh,
inspiration
really?
from
Those
that.
Kansas people,
And
don't
that's
talk
just a
about
printed.
that.
That's just a
Yeah.
printed. That's just a printed design on fabric, and they stretched across this wall. And I found
That's
the
cool.
picture that from the team room, and I sent it to him. Says, "Is this what you want to do?"
Yeah, and so I sent this picture to John Anthony 4 years ago. I said, "This is what I'm building." So,
4 years.
4 years ago,
Yeah, I
I
didn't
said-
even have to say anything. See,
I said,
4 years ago.
The joke right
acceptance
themselves. man.
sometimes is.
I mean, by the time he gets his speaker in the wall, it's going to be outdated.
That's why I did a modern design. It's never
Yeah.
it's timeless.
Only thing that'll need to be changed is the speaker.
I can't wait for
Yeah,
him
he's gonna
to.
have.
I
He's
can't wait
gonna
for
be
him
the
to want to
only
change
one
the
that's
color.
gonna have speaker rot.
Yeah.
If he watches his first movie.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
color,
man,
man. He's gonna wake
brown.
up and be like, "I want a gray fabric this time."
That's why I called in Abe. I'm
Abe
like,
is
look,
just
I
gonna
need,
block his number, man.
Yeah.
I can only help you so much, man.
look, Abe said, "Hey, look what I got AI to design," and I'm like, "Well, shit, that's perfect. I need to figure out how to use AI."
Oh,
yeah.
I suck at it, but at least I was able to get it enough. It's like, hey, to get it close to say, okay, here's kind of what I'm thinking.
AI is getting scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That stuff's nuts.
So let's go through some comments here real quick. Peter says, any inside rumors on Father's Day television? I haven't heard anything personally. I don't know about anybody else
No.
about Father's Day sales. I don't recall any Father's Day sales. So
Yeah.
you may want to wait for
Prime Day
Day.
is around the corner in
Yeah.
July, so if you're
They
not in a
actually had
rush,
a lot of Father's Days like sales, pre, type of deal. But yeah, honestly, yeah, Prime Day or Black Friday is, if you're looking for the best deal,
Yeah.
that's it. No, if you have the patience to wait, that's
not me.
It depends on the scenario you're in. You're right, and it's like, and sometimes, like the higher end stuff you buy, it's like if they're coming out with new stuff, it's worth waiting for sometimes. But it's like, it's like it's kind of a tough deal. It's because sometimes if it's just a general item, sometimes you get it for like 50-60% off on Prime Day or Black Friday, because it's like, oh, a new model's coming out, so we're making a new color. So
Yeah, they're just trying to clear inventory at that part.
Exactly. And then that's the case. But yeah, some of the higher end stuff, it's worth waiting for, just because they're getting rid of the inventory, because some of the higher end stuff, they don't generally order. You're not ordering like 10,000 units. You order the low and the mid grade, more units of that, because you're going to sell more of those. But the higher end ones, toward the end of the year, they got to dump them, because there's going to be a new number coming out. Oh, there's time. It's time.
Keeping you honest.
I know. I'm telling you, that's the problem. If I'm interested in learning stuff, it's like, dude, I'll lose track of time. I'll be like, oh shit,
Hell yeah.
5 hours. What happened? So, anyways,
That's funny.
so I got the lights keeping me track of what time it is. So, but yeah, I mean, I actually got something last weekend on what was labeled, it was labeled like a Father's Day discount, but it was really, I'm sure they should have labeled it, the holiday.
Yeah, there's that too.
The Memorial Day or whatever, but I got
okay.
a big discount on something I purchased last week. I don't even remember what it was at this point, but
That's simple. Nice.
yeah, I mean, it is. It's
yeah, I need one of these lights in my room, man.
So yeah,
that is really cool, man.
yeah. So
like-
he did
And-
wood slats top and bottom. All right. So what's the subwoofer on the floor? If you wouldn't mind, just start from the front.
All right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you
You
see
can
the
mute
that's
the
75. So go back and take a look at that.
Okay. All right.
So that was
Yeah,
Mr.
And one
Rick-
thing I really like that he did too, man, that's probably overlooked in that, is his riser, the way he did the lip on it.
Yep.
I think where the carpet just butts up to it. If I wasn't already done with my riser, I would have copied it. That's how much I loved it.
Let me see the riser. What did you do?
Let me see if I can go back to the.
You put a wood bull nose
Yeah,
all
put
the
a
way
Yeah.
pool yeah.
on the top,
Yeah,
so you don't have to
Yeah.
Yeah.
wrap it.
So you don't have to wrap the carpet. You literally just go right to it like you do the floor. And,
yeah. I've done that before too. The only sometimes over time though that they depending on how you build it, it could, hopefully it's
yeah,
solid.
probably not as durable, but for the look of it, it's definitely a really sweet look.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
He
Sick.
almost used like a 1x4 or something
Yeah, it looked thick.
with a mitered corners.
Is that a wood floor? Is it? That must be outside.
Yeah, it's outside.
Oh, okay. Well,
Here's
I'll
the
take a look
theater
at
there.
it. Well,
See if we can go to the riser. There's the riser
There's
there.
There it is.
oh yeah, okay. So he did. Yeah. All right. He's got a
Yeah.
1x4.
Yeah, he didn't like carpet him. He just
Yeah.
framed him.
And he put an LED
Yep.
in the face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Ours, we have a lip, it's carpeted, and then we have a LED track underneath.
underneath it. Yeah,
So it looks like the top's floated. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's a very.
He
simple
did a
detail.
fantastic job for a DIY
DIY,
theater.
yeah.
Anyway,
100%, 100%.
You know, he did a
Oh
fantastic
yeah, I love
job
that.
with
I
this theater.
love that.
Yeah.
That
The way
is.
that does, had to be very careful when you step on that edge, though. You probably would have stepped.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see like pros and cons to it for sure.
Yeah, but it looks good.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
take
think
it.
I know
If you
this.
haven't watched that, that's Rick's home theater. So
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
They use what they call a bead board. Is that bead board?
that's the slatted wood.
Slatted
Slatted
Yeah,
wood.
it's all
Yeah.
slatted. Yeah.
They did it in the top and the bottom. But yeah, it was.
That's a lot of labor. Right?
There's a company called Nine Wood that makes an acoustical wood product. Looks just like that, and basically it's a veneer strips and there's a acoustical infill behind it. So it not only has acoustical properties, but it looks like wood.
Yeah.
His is like that.
Yeah, I think it's got it. It may have like a 1/4 inch padding on the back. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
That's
So,
cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
but yeah, no, definitely check that out. And for those of you that haven't seen that home theater, go ahead and check Rick's out. And then, I mean, we had a phenomenal just this past week, Ron's theater, for a living room theater. He did a fantastic job on this
there's
theater
an outlet
too.
Oh
So-
yes, yeah, I agree. For a living room theater, that was really. And he's pretty detailed guy too.
Yep.
The way he was able to make everything wife approved.
Dude, that was so impressive, man. Like,
Yeah, because that's always the kicker. And my wife. I watch all these things. I'm like, man, how do you even get a wife that lets you do this? My wife is not putting any speakers anywhere near her living room ever.
Yeah. A lot of my class too. That's why a lot of our theaters you don't see anything. You don't see speakers. Because there's that wife acceptance factor too. And
100%.
look at, but it does take more time to engineer it to hide it.
Yeah,
Man,
100%.
Ike fell in love with those orange curtains.
oh,
look at that.
I already got me too. You remember
Yeah,
my
he's
door-
ordered like he's been on the phone with Joanne Fabrics.
Remember my pillars are similar color, right?
Yep,
so I was
exactly.
able to find. Don't worry, I'm
You
about
got-
to
we-
tear
we
down.
got-
I'm
we got
about to
some
tear
updates.
down my theater, man.
No, Ron did a fantastic job. He's got a YouTube channel too, so make sure you
Yeah,
guys go over to
You know why I like
his
his?
home theater.
His doesn't look like a lot went into it, but when
But
a
he's
lot
just
went
into
telling
it.
you,
Yeah.
that's showing you everything, you're like, how? You can't even tell that from a picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
No,
he had
you
a
really
drop,
can't.
a drop down 100-inch screen right here, Abe.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
cool.
And that's what
Yeah.
I liked about Rick's theater. It's like when you just walk into it, it's just like, oh, this is simple. But if you know,
Oh yeah, and then all the obstacles he had to jump through because
like,
of the second
whoa.
story.
yeah,
Like, there's no attic access. I mean, you had to like literally. There's just. I'm not putting that kind of time in. It's crazy.
yeah.
I know, right?
No, I hear you.
Yeah, I could have been. I tell you, that's the one thing about watching the show I've been enjoying is just seeing, all the creative stuff some of these DIY guys do. I mean, some of it's pretty creative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Do you do
I put my hats off to him.
do you do plans for DIY guys? Just the plans.
Occasionally I do. Yeah. And I had like if yes, I can. And I have had a client actually at Auburn who was a builder, but he was retired, so he definitely had the skill to do it, but he just didn't have the knowledge how to design it. So I built a set of plans and he loved it. It was great because I didn't have to think; I just had to build.
Mhm.
So he definitely. So yeah, I can. Yeah.
So Peter, you said that would make a great golf simulator room. Yeah, no, I have a golf simulator actually. I think I told this story before. Before I moved here, I had
Built a golf simulator room before he did his
no, I have a herniated disc in my
priority,
neck,
man.
and I used to be a 6
Oh, I
handicap.
remember you telling Sam about this.
Yeah.
So I used to play a lot of golf, but unfortunately, I have a golf simulator that my wife bought for me that never came out of the package because of that. But I still plan on hooking it up as soon as I get my garage straightened up, which looks like an absolute atomic bomb went off in because of all the construction
Mine
I'm
too.
doing and stuff. So once I no, mine's way worse than yours. I saw yours, but once I have my wife's medical office in the garage too. So
Oh, man.
but yeah, we once I get that straightened up, that's what I'm gonna put up. I'm gonna put a because I want my son to he loves watching golf, so I want him to start practicing and playing. So.
Yeah, my son plays golf. He actually just started beginning of this year.
Nice.
Very
Yep.
nice. Very
But,
nice.
yeah.
Tim, both of his or one of his kids plays golf really, really well, actually. And I'm like, man, I ain't playing you guys. You guys are way too good. Ain't no way I'm on the same green as you.
I can't teach him nothing. I'm awful at golf. I can't.
I'm not
Yeah,
big guy.
exactly.
I live like 2 houses down from a golf course, and I watch him play all the time. I was like, I'm not gonna go out there.
Yeah.
I'm
awful.
literally one road. I've lived basically 2 tiers from the 13th hole.
I think about it. I'm like, eventually, I guess I got to go out there and
and it's like, nope.
try.
Yeah,
No.
golfers
game.
will make you look stupid without saying anything, man.
Yeah.
100%.
That's
Easily
what they
make
have
you look
for.
stupid, man. I just like
Yeah, man. That is like one of the toughest sports out there. I like it for my son though because he's one of the kids that like to blame everybody of why he's bad at something. So he's like, that kid wasn't playing right. He made me. I'm like, well, now who are you gonna blame? Golf is a singular sport, bud. So,
Yeah.
so
That
for a
tree got
mental
in the way.
game, I think it really helps kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. For sure.
So Wade had a question for you, Paul.
What the heck?
For just to be
No, it says right on the tag.
Mental. Mental.
Actually, this is a snowboarding hat. Actually,
Oh, okay.
one of my
Okay. I was
snowboarding
curious
hats.
about
I
it
was
too.
curious myself.
Yeah, I was like, why
It-
does he
it
have
keep-
much?
I was
kept
like,
my-
well, this is new.
it's a
Kept my
good thing
head
it's
warm.
it's a
It's
good thing
very
it's
old.
fucking summer and you're wearing a snowboarding hat.
But hey,
man.
it's yeah.
I thought it was
He's
from
not
one of them
mental at all.
Japanese cartoons or something.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball
I
Z or
wasn't gonna
something.
say. It just looked like.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's what I was
Nope.
thinking. Dragon Ball Z. I'm like,
it is straight out of Breckenridge. I forgot what store I bought it at. I would know it. It's like the only one. It's actually down at
That's
the
funny.
one of the main areas, whatever, at the bottom of the main Beaver Run. So that whatever that store is, I can't remember the name, but yeah, that's where I bought it at. And yeah,
At least somebody's buying these hats. I'm glad you.
yeah, hey, some
Yeah.
people are hornier than others, it's like
yeah.
it's just it's a thing.
When they made it, don't worry, somebody's gonna buy it, and then Paul wants
Oh yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
it.
You can't. I haven't even seen these. Like, I think I've
I've
seen
never
them
seen
like
them before.
in
I've never
years.
seen one ever.
In other years, I've seen other colors, but I've looked them up. Like, not like within the last 5 years, but I've looked them up after I bought this, and dude, I can't find them at all. And I'm like, damn.
You bought the only one.
So Con, you asked for our desktop setup. So this is basically my studio here. It's a mess.
Man, we're
So
gonna see plenty of lights, man.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you guys have
I need to do a
eventually I'm
studio
gonna do
tour.
I'm gonna do a setup, and one day
Oh,
you
my
guys are gonna help me do
desktop
my
setup is the worst.
I need to do a tour of
my
my
Oh, this
studio.
all
camera.
here has got to go away.
I'm a poor guy, so my camera is my phone, but my desktop setup is basically, you know, oh, I can't even get wide enough to do the desktop.
Oh, he's got 2 monitors.
Yeah, 2 ultra wides. Yeah, that's just
That's
for. I can't even. I don't even know if I can get it. Whatever. I can't get wide enough. This ultra wide camera isn't wide enough to show. Yeah, this just because I have to have so many terminal windows open and stuff when I'm monitoring stuff and working.
Yeah, so I use a 43-inch TV. I use my laptop as my second screen, and then I put the camera like literally right in front of the TV so I can. Because if I didn't, I'd be looking up at you like this, or I'd be
And that's
looking
what I'm.
back.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm like. I'm always trying to figure out. Oh, am I looking at the right spot?
Right, exactly. So I just put the camera right in front of the TV.
And
That way,
I have a
when you see
lazy
me do like
eye,
this,
so you can't.
I'm trying to
tell.
look at something down on the bottom of the TV behind the screen, behind the
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah. And
So-
and you know, it's difficult because I'm always trying to look, and because whenever in person you're used to looking and talking to someone, but when you're actually doing something like this, it's like you're actually supposed to look at a camera and just listen, but like that's really hard, and it's even more difficult for me because again I've got this. I do have a lazy eye, so I'm blind in this eye. I can't see out of it. But when I'm looking, I'm like trying to make it look like I'm not as cross-eyed, you know. So it's like, damn. So it's like, damn it, I don't even know where. I don't know if I'm looking at me or you. I can't tell.
So Abe, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing wrapped up here. But how can they reach out to you? How can they find you?
Well, definitely Abe at 3dsquared.com. You can definitely check out the website. Contact page there should have our 2 offices. My business partner lives in Boca, so he's in our Boca office.
Speaking of that, I need to meet him. I live like 10 minutes from
I
him.
have been telling him he could come on the show, and I've sent him the link before. I don't know. He's just
Yeah, we need to get him on the show too, because he's the guy behind all the designs, right?
His background was in graphic design, so he does all the rendering. So
Oh, cool.
I'll
Does
come
he
on
drink beer?
He does, yeah.
Okay, tell him, hey, there's some artsy people on here.
Yeah.
It's just tell him Don's not the only person on here. Ignore the salesy vibe he has, which he's really good at, by the way.
Yeah, but he comes up with a lot of designs and a lot of the artwork, and
That's
he's
cool.
and also he's spent a lot of time learning, working with different printers to come up with a great high resolution print on acoustic fabric, and which is a lot of our artwork we see. That's all printed like that. What was that game? Bioshock.
Yeah, Bioshock.
That theater is crazy.
That theater is amazing.
That is crazy.
And a lot of that was a combination of me and him. A lot of it, we studied the game a lot, and I put together some pieces. He put together some pieces, and then it took us about 6 months to really kind of figure out how to capture that design. And then he did
The detail
rendering.
on that thing is insane.
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of detail. And then he did the rendering and kind of brought it all of our things together. And then it was pretty cool. So it was very creative coming with designs like that.
Yeah, this is incredible. I mean, just
that's one of the most impressive, like just themes. It's like it's just
and the bar behind
again,
it is
vibe,
nuts.
you know, it can be this complex, or like Rick's, you know, the theme and just immediately what it is and the vibe, and it's like it can be super simple or super complex. And
I don't know if he has pictures of the bar, but that bar turned out.
That bar is crazy.
I
mean, if you play the video game, there's literally parts on that bar that look identical.
Yeah, I know you had pictures.
I think I sent them to you. I think I sent you the pictures from the job site. That
you'll have to go back and watch that episode.
Yeah, it's in that episode.
Yeah.
But we were very happy with the results of that theater because
that's cool. That's cool. So again,
Yeah, so
3D
make
Square.
sure you guys are reaching out to Abe at 3D Squared. There's a couple different phone numbers there. You got Glenn's email down at the bottom also.
Yeah, he'll
Your
forward-
email is Abe at 3D Squared. Is
Right.
that correct?
Yeah, so
So-
just Abe, just Abe at 3dsquared.com. Welcome to contact me if you have any questions regarding home theater design. Definitely, we'll be more than happy to help you out with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I
So,
want to thank Steve for showing your
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
theater.
you're
I
welcome,
mean,
man. No
in
worries.
progress. I mean, that a lot of people are like, no, don't look behind the curtains. Don't show it yet.
Nah,
No,
me,
you gotta
man.
build process. That's what it's all about.
I'm just ready
Yeah,
for it to be over.
Yeah, well,
Me
is it-
too.
I don't know about
I couldn't
that.
do
think
what you do
enjoy,
down.
I think you enjoy drywall dust.
Man, my garage drives me insane. I'm like so ready to get things off the floor. I'm ready to throw it away. It was like,
So
it's driving me nuts.
Wade says, before we go real quick, how did you attach his carpet fabric to the wall? Was that
Well-
an adhesive?
Well, I'm going to tell you,
Yes.
don't use adhesive.
Well,
it
they-
does tell you can, but carpet adhesive work better than regular adhesive.
Right. There's
Oh,
so the manufacturer recommends, I think it's called Royal 805, or I think it's called Royal.
Yeah,
The
which
Royal-
I have both here. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had, and there's different strengths, 805 and 808, but they just didn't tack enough. And then one of my carpet guys said use a carpet adhesive, so we found a lightweight carpet adhesive that worked great. And then,
Nice. Okay.
and then we shared that with the person who did the install there, and it worked great. So
Yeah, just with the other adhesive, it just really didn't want to adhere to the wall very well. No matter how long or how much you put on.
that
It seemed like if
shocking
you-
to me, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like if you gooped it on and then you waited hours, it would be okay, but it would still want to pull up.
Yeah.
And when you use the carpet adhesive, I mean, that stuff was like glue. There was no getting it off. You're gonna have to cut the drywall off if you want.
Yeah.
If you want to get rid of it at the
That's
end
the
of
only
it, but it
problem.
worked.
You can't, once it's in place, it's not coming off. Yeah.
But I didn't care about that, obviously, because it ain't going nowhere anyway. So.
If you have a small section of it, you probably get away with 805 or 808,
Probably.
and if it's in a small section. But especially on these angle walls, we need it to stick and stay stuck. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a lightweight carpet adhesive. We did the trick.
Well, we definitely like to thank Steven and Abe, and also let's not forget about Chuck. Chuck stayed
Yeah.
up for the whole show.
Yeah, Chuck.
He's like, maybe I'll be too embarrassed to fall asleep. I'm interested in this one. This is the only way I'm going to stay awake, because if I'm on the show and I'm seeing myself, like, oh, hey, no,
There it is.
don't.
So if you would like to be a guest on the show, please send us an email to hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. Tomorrow, what did you guys come to a consensus whether or not you're going to be on next week? I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we're going to take a break. What
Take
do you
a
want
break.
to do, Paul?
All
Yeah.
right, I'm fine.
Take a break.
Take a
We'll
break.
take a
So,
break.
so
Yeah,
I'm,
no,
out of town,
no-
I'm out of town for 2 weeks anyway, so yeah, y'all can take a break.
Oh, there you go.
You got Chuck's
Hey,
permission.
We have been released from that. Steve Big has released us. Yes.
Yes.
It's
Oh yeah, so
official.
no show next week, but we will come back the following week. I don't think that we have a guest scheduled currently, so Ike will be monitoring the emails while I am drinking heavily. So
Hey, man,
You should
enjoy
tune
it.
in to show what drink you're
Everybody needs a break.
drinking at that point. You're not to be on the show, but you need to tune in to say
I'm boring. I just got a bottle of water.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
I'm boring too, Ed.
yeah, I can't drink as much as I used to for sure. So
hey, brews and theater views is more about beer. I just bought a $300 meter to measure total distraction solubles for my espresso.
Oh my god.
So yeah, there's a whole nother
Holy
science.
moly!
There's a whole nother science in other stuff. So
Now you're speaking my wife's language.
yeah.
I think it's
Like,
time
oh,
to
yeah,
end the
this-
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, stop Paul on a whole nother
I don't
rant.
want to know what you're extracting over there. I'm sorry.
you know, all of the things, you know, I'm going to be like, nope. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah, man.
Abe and Steve, if you just hang on here. But once again, thank all of you for joining the show this week. We will be taking a break next week, and we'll pick back up for episode 81.
Uh-huh.
So see you in a couple weeks. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you.
everyone. Good night. And then